It is Monday, which is probably the worst day of the week until you get to half 7, and it is time for ALR Silver. It is time for the Singapore Grand Prix. 23 turns around this 3.1 mile circuit, and this is going to be a cracking Grand Prix indeed. Then, let me just make sure I've turned myself down. I have indeed that. Good gosh. Right then, so this is going to be it was a good race last night, wasn't it? But unfortunately, we did have a couple of incidents and accidents, didn't we? Which is what you expect around this street circuit. First on the Formula 1 calendar way back in 2008 then, which I got to say I do feel very old because I was quite an experienced F1 viewer by then, wasn't I? I still don't know my ups from my downs. I still don't know my tyres from my rear wings. I don't know anything. I don't know my barge boards, my nose cones or anything like that then. Let's take a look at the as we just see the lap record set by Kevin Magnussen, a 41.9 there, but Silver has got a 38.044, which is actually set by the gold driver Alhan when he was in Silver last season. Fantastic stuff. This was a scene, yet another Glock victory, wasn't it, in Silver last season. I've got to say, there's one man who's starting to really emulate Glock, isn't he, in terms of his dominance this season, and that is Gurman. Gurman is now 95 points clear from V Todd at the top of the standings, and it's not a case of if, it's a case of when, is it? Well, we might be counting our chickens before he hatch, though, because there is about 6 Grand Prix left, including this one. 7 Grand Prix left, including this one. I can't even count. Yeah, so there's still 7 Grand Prix left to go in Silver. There is so there is still a lot of twists and turns in this championship, but Gurman is going to have at least 3 or 4 poor races, isn't he, for V Todd or any of the guys around to even get remotely close to the championship leader. Talking to V Todd, he is second at the moment there. Unfortunately, he had a DNF last time out, but he's still second. Then we got Nude Potato up in the third. Now he's gone at 2 positions. Serious Mushroom 1 point behind him. He is 4th then, with Wilson dropping down 2 positions. He is 5th position. It's so congested, isn't it, for the battle for a second end. And Shane, who's just 12 points back from Wilson as well, in 6th position. Liam Yedden, of course, he was a late joiner, wasn't he, in ALR? He is 7th at the moment, and he's only 32 points behind. He could get that battle for 2nd position as well when this is all done and dusted then. 8th position is Iceman then. 9th position is XR. He's got up 3 positions with Itchy and Baz drawing down 2 positions as well. Troy also having a good race last time out. In the relegation zone, we have Flea, Frisky and YBR. In the constructor standings, it looks like this. It's all status quo. Apart from Ferrari and Ferrari and Racing Point then. But at the top it's Haas, and now 88 points clear of Mercedes in 2nd position. Remember right back at the beginning of the season then, where it was Murphy and the Mercedes and Ferrari had infamous pillars, and it was them two were the top constructors, but I've got to say Haas have been reborn since the French Grand Prix. Really good stuff indeed then, and so they're just marching on, aren't they? So Mercedes in 2nd, Ferrari's moved back up in the 3rd position, Racing Point have dropped down into 4th then, and then it all remains the same. Then AlphaTauri are in 5th position. They're only 7 points away though. Renault are in 6th position. There's a big old gap between Renault and AlphaTauri. It's 78 points now. Goodness me, just between those 2 constructors. Alfa Romeo 12 points behind the Renault team. And then we have Red Bull in 8th position. Williams in 9th, and McLaren unfortunately bringing up the rear in 10th position as well. There, you may notice there's a couple of new drivers, isn't there, here tonight? Now let's take a look and see who they are, shall we? But before we do, Ayrton is saying, hello Sean, Silver is scared. Of course, Ayrton is making his silver bow here tonight as well. Gunnar is also in the field, if I'm not very much mistaken. Indeed he is then. And this is Gunnar's 75th Grand Prix start in ALR. Fantastic achievement there from the Irish fan. He is not far away from getting his century as well. Brilliant 7D there from Gunnar. And it'll potentially be around the Dutch Grand Prix of next season. I think he's going to get his century. Fantastic stuff indeed. Ayrton saying, hello Sean, Silver is scared at Nunda saying, Ayrton has the fastest fingers. Evening Sean then. I think he might play in the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, perhaps? We have got Gordon saying, hello, Jake Wilson, how many wing replacements will I need there? Of course, I think we're going to have a bit of a bet on that, aren't we? As the crowd is screwed in my ear, goodness me, as the cars are emerging out of the pit lane. Fantastic, it really is, isn't it? Michael Preston, evening, Sean, hope you're well. Wish me all the luck in the world. Despise Singapore. Nunda saying, I'm thinking free. Gordo saying, if you keep it to 12, you've done a good job, Jake, there. as Nunda saying per driver, as just also saying there, as saying, oh, Sean already knows that. I don't know much about anything, to be honest. No twists and turns in bronze, maybe for the last promotion place set. Gamer saying, let's go. Dave Cummings, evening. Hello, Dave. Gordo saying evening as well. Dry quality and race as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Of course, there is always there's always chat about the weather around here. Of course, we are near the equator, aren't we? Of course, very similar to the very close to the Malaysia Grand Prix. Remember, it used to just rain out of nothing, didn't it? Back in Malaysia times as well. So much, big thanks to the bronze drivers for filling the grid tonight. Fantastic stuff indeed. Nunda saying, Gunnar is the Kimi Raikkonen of ALR. Tango saying, good luck, guys. And AL also saying, good luck, lads. Keep it clean as always, said. And yeah, just go back to that point that Nunda, that Sir's motion was made there, where of course, yeah, bronze drivers are in silver tonight, aren't they? So good stuff indeed there, but of course they are all reserves said, but sort of they are all reserves in terms of they will not get the points towards the championship unless they become a full-time driver, of course. But of course, all those points still count anyway. If you made head and tails of that, fantastic stuff, because that made a lot more sense than in my mind than it actually made when I actually spoke about that. Right then, we're on board then with Wilson, and he is fifth in the World Championship at the moment as he comes down into turn one then. 23 turns around this circuit and you get barely a break, do you? It is probably the most demanding circuit on all the calendar these days, isn't it? It is tough and tricky. I'm expecting this race to nudge on 15 minutes to an hour perhaps then. 3 DRS zones around here as well. I can't believe I'm saying that. Of course, how they fit 3 DRS zones around this street circuit is beyond me then. But of course, there's one down Raffles Boulevard. There's one down that kinky straight as well between 5 and 7, and also there's one on the pit straight as well. Here is Wilson, and of course Wilson has made a name for himself being the best overtaker in silver so far. He is definitely he's definitely in the conversation, isn't he? So we're coming now over the Anderson Bridge as well then. So Wilson, I think, is the first man then to set a time. We've got a racing point just in front of us. We'll talk about the bronze drivers that are in silver tonight in as well when we see them, really. So we'll keep an eye out for them as well then. Let's you just on board and just going through into I've just read a comment there from Noon. I'll read it back out in a minute. Jake Wilson there as he's coming into the infamous turn. Of course, that was where Crashgate happened, wasn't it? Unfortunately for the unfortunately or unfortunately, or it depends on your point of view, really, doesn't it? But well, it was a bit unfortunate for the rest of the drivers like Felipe Masters. That potentially could have cost him his world championship. Remember in 2008, perhaps. Maybe. Of course, Fernando Alonso went on to win that race as well. But Jake Wilson should be in the forefront of our minds. He has gone fast a moment. Frisky Biscuit 7/10 second away from his teammate in second position. Moment. We got a New Potato who's now gone fast at the moment. New Potato has had 3 second positions in his career in bronze so far, but has never taken a victory yet. Liam has gone into 4th position there in the Haas, and of course he is a part of the winning constructors champion as it stands at the moment. And Woods has moved himself into 4th position as well, and of course these are first lap times as well. We've got McLaren of Rempo. She's making her silver debut here tonight there, normally in bronze there, but of course tonight she is in at silver, of course, before getting out of the way of the Ferrari behind her as well. Frisky Biscuit there is just finishes up, and we've got Gordo who is coming back into the pits as well, and so he's had a problem now, so he's going to have another bite of cherry. Troy is also having some issues as well then, so he looks like he's also cruising back to the pits as well. So unfortunately he is invalidated this time then, and we're just watching now our the first ever Hungarian driver in ALR. It is Ballet, I think it is. I apologise if I said that wrong now. I'm really crap with really bad with names there. But yeah, here's Ballet then, of course, in the Williams there, and he is making his debut tonight. He's done a 38 so far off the bat then, and let's see how he builds himself up into this event tonight. And remember, he only knew he was racing about a couple of hours ago as well, so he's had limited practice running compared to some of these drivers. And here comes Sirius Mushner coming out of turn 22 and 23. Let's see what he can do in on the board. He's 4th fast at the moment then. Serious Mushroom is good stuff indeed then. What about Gamer then? He is in the Ferrari. Of course, Gamer had a great return back to ALR last time. He finished 5th, didn't he? And of course he was getting very cozy with the podium positions as well, wasn't he? Gamer was. Unfortunately there he just fell a bit short, didn't he? But he's now going under the grandstand as well in the Ferrari. And I'm wondering now with Ferrari then, we've got 2 drivers that are going to be very very good at scoring points, aren't they? So I think that Ferrari might be able to pinch second position away from Mercedes then for the remainder of the season, but we'll find out about that. Well, at the moment, Gamer has gone 7 fastest. I think this is actually where he made his debut in gold back in season 2, if I'm not very much mistaken. That's how long ago Gamer was with us. Yeah, I'm sure it's season 2 where he made his debut. Unfortunately, him and Laggy Race, I think, came to blows on that opening race as well, didn't it? So I think it was his fellow countryman as well, wasn't it? Here comes Troy having a second bite of the cherry, isn't he? And so now coming into the final couple of turns as well. Let's see what he did it over the line, and Troy goes 11 fast at the moment, 10th for a second away from Balint then in 10th position in the Williams. V-Top then through the final double left-handers as well. He comes up to the line, he goes at 5th fastest, about 200 a second behind his teammate. The racer put a bit of great team combo so far this season, hasn't they? Good stuff indeed. Both those drivers are at the sharp end of the championship as well, and both of them have got a very realistic chance of getting promoted into gold next season. And talking of men with very high possibilities of getting into gold, then that was German. But we're on board with Exile for the minute now. We're talking about German in a minute, as he is on. He's 5 points away from being on the 100 mark there, and that is 4 race wins. Of course, he'll be in front of V-Todd if things go his way tonight. Then goodness me, then that is a huge deficit, isn't it? In itself. Remember last season, and the championship was already run. Then it was won back in round 15 at the Spanish Grand Prix, wasn't it, by Glock? Well, this season I think that we've got to restart to calculate when German can win the championship. Then my maths is appalling, and hopefully I won't miss when German wins the championship this season, as I unfortunately missed it when Glock won it last season. Mike has gone up into 2nd position, and I think Woods has also just popped himself in the 3rd position as well. Lovely jubbly indeed then. On board with German then, as he comes through turn 21 as well. Final couple of corners coming up then for German then. He has been the head and shoulders above everyone else, hasn't he? This so far in the championship in the last couple of races anyway. 9 races was actually in the last 9 races. He's only failed to score once, hasn't he, German has? I remember his first couple of races in silver there, he had a lot of DNFs, didn't he? I think that German actually failed in the first. I think it was in the first 7 races. He failed to finish on 3 occasions. In the first 8 races, he failed to finish on 4 occasions. Goodness me, then. So that was over half a DNF rate. But since Canada onwards, he has been a completely different driver, hasn't he, German has? And that is why he is leading the championship at the moment in time. Nico just across the line as well. Gordo on board with now in the Red Bull. Then we've also got Ayrton, who is coming underneath the grandstand as well. And look at the lovely cars under the light here. Of course, you will recognise Ayrton is a bronze driver as well, and he is back in his regular car, isn't he? Out of the final turn, and whereas Ayrton puts himself in 12th position at the moment. Good 17th there for Ayrton. Gordo there is just coming out of Raffles at Boulevard now then, and every time I say that I always start thinking about Green Day as well. That's the only song I know about who uses Boulevard then, or is it Boulevard? I don't know, to be honest. My English has always failed me, hasn't it, really? And got to say, I've reached 31 now. I don't think that you can't teach an old dog new tricks anymore, can you? Gordo there coming out of 21 as well then, and into 22 and 23 then, the first of the Red Bull drivers to cross the line, and he goes 13 fast amount. Good stuff indeed then, as let's run board of Balint then, who is now in 40th position then. He is starting another lap then in the Williams car. Indeed, good stuff indeed then. On board with Nico then, he's coming down Raffles at Boulevard as well then in the AlphaTauri. Nico is, and good stuff indeed. AlphaTauri need a couple of points, don't they? On the board as we're on board with Nico as well then. Good stuff indeed then. So they're just coming out of turn 17, I think that is, of course, where PK crashed on purpose, and unfortunately a year later I think it was Roman Grosjean, and I think that was only his I think that was his first race weekend, if I'm not very much mistaken, because I think that PK got dropped, didn't they? And then they put in Roman Grosjean, didn't they? And unfortunately, at the end of that season, he got removed from the Renault team, didn't he? And went back down to GP2, as it was. Nico's gone 9th fast at the moment there in the AlphaTauri. Jake the Slayer back out on track. And I think that Jake the Slayer has had, in terms of races, he's the longest out of the car, because his debut race was back in season 3 of USA. Then last night he returned back to ALR, and goodness me, that was a long period of time between his first and second race. Goodness me. But he's gone wide then. Has he kissed the arm coat? He might have done, but he's got away with it in terms of the damage to the car then. But I'm wondering if he's going to Looks like he's backed off on this lap, hasn't he, as he is just trying to get himself going on as well. Gordo has said, yeah, it is. 2009 Valencia was his first race for Grosjean. You're indeed, yes, you are indeed right there. As, of course, he turned up, didn't he, in that boatyard, didn't he, with a lovely long hair indeed, didn't he, from Grosjean as well then. But yes, that was his first race there for Grosjean back in 2009, so before he got dumped by Renault, didn't he, unfortunately, which is such a shame. Sam is asking, why is there some bronze in at silver? Because unfortunately we are a bit shortage on silver drivers at the moment then, so I'm not sure what, why or if, or who knows. So a couple of the bronze guys have stepped in, a couple of bronze guys and girls I should say have stepped in there, and I've got to say they've done a really good job so far. Lovely stuff indeed that. But of course so I think Slayer there is unfortunately going to have to go around again. We're on board Gunnar, and as I've already mentioned, his 75th Grand Prix starting all of ALR tonight. So fantastic stuff there from Gunnar. Lovely stuff indeed then. So I was expected to be talking all about all this tomorrow night in a bronzer. But I'm going to do it tonight instead then. So good stuff indeed there for Gunnar. I love that. That brilliant stuff indeed. Slayer's going to have another bite of the cherry, isn't he, in the Renault. Good stuff indeed then. And Sam saying, okay, understood. I thought it wasn't allowed. As long as it's kept it clear that. Well, some things, well, of course, it's not usually been allowed then, but unfortunately, with such a low attendance for the full-time drivers, I think that really the admins had no real option, did they? Really? So I'm not really sure what's going. So some of the full-time drivers in silver might have to be ousted out if they don't continue to turn up then. Slayer then is in 18th position, but unfortunately he's invalidated his time once again, hasn't he, unfortunately. Emerson in Ayrton in silver. Time to show us what you got, boy. That was from Emerson as well. Of course, Emerson there was skiving last night, wasn't he? As he was having a lovely time at water parks, wasn't he? Was it sea parks? I don't know. Maybe it was Butlins. All I know is I'm sure that he was at a no, I think it was at Centre Parks, wasn't it? A garden centre. So good stuff indeed, though, from Emerson. I didn't know he was enthusiastic gardening, but lovely stuff indeed there. Of course, you can never judge a book by its cover, can you? Slayer there just going under the grandstand. He's invalidated again, unfortunately. Exile is back out on the track as well. He's a 10th of a second up in the first split time, and I have missed something completely incredible. And I think it is a new potato. I keep missing the crashes in qualifying one, don't I? New potato is out of qualifying, and goodness me then, that is not good at all, is it? And unfortunately for New Potato, he is out of qualifying already at this stage. Proceedings, he might that is quite a quick time that Potato's done then. So it's Exile kissing the Armco barrier, going through the Anderson bridge there. Goodness me, enough for is well out of control, isn't he? Goodness gracious me then. And I've got to check my messages apparently, so let's see what is occurring then. Oh, okay. Apparently it's worth I need to turn me mic up a bit then. I gotta say, I think it's as high as it goes really, so maybe I need to pull it down a bit then. There we go. And so hopefully that'll be much better now then. So yep, I've checked my messages and hopefully that should be all fine and dandy as well. Lovely stuff indeed there. As we've got Michael Preston saying that Potato, what happened mate? Now yes, as Jake Wilson said, Potato has crashed there, so that is not good at all, is it? And we've got Exile now, who's just gone up to 10th finish there, just eclipsed his teammate by a 10th of a second. If you can eclipse anyone by a 10th of a second, well, Exile has done it, hasn't he? Good stuff indeed there from Exile then. Lovely jubbly. And the Frisky Biscuit just getting out of the way at the moment as well. Gunnar hasn't set a time yet, nor is Dan Murphy, but I think that Dan Murphy is probably off. I don't know. He's probably watching the highlights of the Arsenal Man United game from yesterday. Just watching Gunnar. I'm sure that Gunnar's been watching those highlights over and over again, hasn't he? Good stuff indeed. Then, as 5% sorted, mate. Lovely stuff indeed. It's probably. I think the reason for that is because I had me mic above my head then, which is probably a really silly thing to do, isn't it, to be honest? I should have checked that out, but there you go. To be honest, usually I just look in the mirror just before I go on air, because I want to sort me mop out as well. And of course, the mop on my head there, of course, no, I don't know what that. The other mop, I've never even seen one before. So we watch Gunnar there. He's coming down the back straight as well in the Williams there. And let's see then what he's going to do in his first intermediate split time. He's done a 26.9 there for the Irishman. Lovely stuff indeed then as he rides over the curbs as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. And let's see then what we can do then. We've got less than 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session then. Of course, we've got 3 qualifying sessions here in Singapore and Silver then, like we have it in every other circuit, of course. Then as we got Formula Geo. Hello, I have a driver interested in ALR. His Twitter is Flex Fury Lando. Lovely stuff indeed then. Yeah, so of course then if you're interested, then go to the website www.advancedleagueracing.com and click on Join ALR. Remember, your Discord name is very important, as we won't be able to message you as well. And I've got to say, I have no idea about Discord. I struggle to even find myself, probably because you can't search for yourself in Discord, but there you go. We're watching Gunnar then. Of course, Sam is cheering on Gunnar, isn't it? Lovely stuff indeed there, as he is now coming through the final part of the gun track. So it's very technical, this track is, isn't it? It's about point and squirt, really, isn't it? Let's see if Gunnar's doing a lot of pointing and squirting. He comes across the line. And he has. He's in 17th position, just a whisker behind his teammate. So Gunnar there using all his 75 Grand Prix worth of experience here tonight. And he's done a good job indeed there. But can he stay there with just 45 seconds to go then? We've got Ballets then, who's coming back out on a circuit as well. He's on an outlap at the moment. We've got Wilson, who's 69 hundredths of a second down on his first split time then. Let's see what we can do in the second intermediate split time then. I'm waiting to hear what's happening from New Patel then. New Patel then, of course, he was very happy to finish second last week. He is now back up in the third in the driver's standings. He is out of qualifying right from the get-go. So this is a very difficult track to overtake on. New Patel is going to be on his back foot once again, isn't he? And I've got to say, I got to say, New Potato is probably one of the nicest people you'll ever talk to. I love speaking to New Potato in the commentary box, of course, especially after he's had a good race. But I think the bronze world champion, I was expecting to be right at the sharp end of the championship. Yes, third position is the sharp end, but I wasn't expecting him to be quite so far behind Gurman. But Gurman has really turned up the wick there. And remember, it's also about how you adapt to these cars as well. These cars are different to the 2019 game, isn't it? So yeah, that might be why New Potato is on his back foot at the moment. Gurman's loving it. Slayer has just gone into a fantastic ninth position at the moment. Ayrton is back out on circuit as well. He comes through turn number 7 eyes. Gordo there is just coming down Raffles Boulevard. We've also got Ballant also out there as well. He's coming to Singapore Sling there. Gunnar is done. He is in 18th position there. Troy in 19th. Murphy in 20th position there. He has missed the cut, Murphy has. So he's going to have to go back to the drawing board. Gordo in 16th position then. Can he get out of qualifying one then? Watching the Red Bull drivers right then. And Red Bull would love to get one car out qualifying one, because Murphy would be on the back row of the grid, unfortunately. What can Gordo do as well? And run Bora Gordo as he's coming through 22 and 23 as well. He is through in the qualifying two so far. Fantastic stuff. But what about Ballits then? We're on board with him now. Then the Hungarian driver there. And great stuff indeed. There's the first Hungarian driver in ALR. I think the last Hungarian driver in Formula 1 was Zsolt Baumgartner, if I'm not very much mistaken, back in 2004, wasn't it? 5? Maybe. I've got to say, I think it was 2004, wasn't it? He drove for Jordan in 2003, I believe, after Ralph Furman had a big smash in Hungary, didn't he? Unfortunately, Ballet is out of qualifying. He's improved by a couple of tenths of a second now, 6 tenths of a second. He is out in qualifying, but I think 17th position there, not too bad on your debut here in silver. And I've got to say there, it was a bit of a got to say, a bit of a baptism of fire, wasn't it? So then, let's take a look at who is out of qualifying then. Well, we have got 6 cars out of qualifying. Goodness me, it feels like we're back to the future. Remember, we had 6 cars go out of qualifying when there was 22 cars on the circuit then. Out of qualifying, Dan Murphy there. He struggled to find his car, I think. Troy out of qualifying as well. Gunnar out of qualifying on his 75th race start. On his first race start is his teammate, the Hungarian Ballet there, doing a great job then, as he is in 70th position. Frisky Biscuit in 16th position, and Potato, who would have easily been through there, he has crashed somewhere, and the bronze world champion is also out of qualifying as well. Ayrton has snuck through along with Gordo as well. Whiskers, but almost whiskers between each other as well. I don't mean the cat food either. Lovely stuff indeed then. We're just taking a look at the comments here. Mike is saying P2. What's going on then? Who's sandbagging? Serious Mushroom on 15th in the speed trap, but not good then. As oh dear then. And there's a Gordo saying almost bottled it. It wasn't a good lap there. Overshot like 7 corners there. But he's still through into qualifying 2, and that's all that matters on this day in history, isn't it? Right, we're into qualifying 2 as well then. Right, and we're now about to get to going as well then. So who is going to come out of qualifying first? Because it's a long track, I'm surprised that they ain't queuing up at the end of the pit lane. Really, I'll be out there like I don't know, like I've scored myself kind of thing. But there you go then. Velocity has said this track is like ice then, and yes it is, isn't it? Because the track is very green. It's part racetrack, part street circuit, isn't it? So it's going to be all about the grip then. And I think that Velocity, of course, can he extend his championship lead tomorrow in bronze as well? Of course, Velocity has got a very commanding lead in the bronze championship now, as they doing a cracking job there. Energetics is having a bit of a disappointing last couple of rounds then, and Newman as well, unfortunately. We're on board with Mike at the moment. Of course, he is usually in the bronze series, in the bronze league there. He's in silver tonight then, making his debut there for the McLaren driver, and right up into second position straight from the get-go. The McLaren driver is good stuff indeed then. As just watching as he is coming, as Go Velocity says got a Q3 ban tomorrow, so that is going to be fun then. So Velocity unfortunately will be it could be quite hard depending on if anyone crashes, but of course I think that the most he's going to be hoping for is either the 5th row of the grid tomorrow. So Velocity has got a bit of overtaking to do, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does with the setup. Of course the qualifying and race setups are quite different, aren't they, really? These days in Formula 1 you've really got to have a compromise, don't you, of course, between the qualifying and the race setup, of course, because it's part firm rules these days. You don't take the cars apart anymore like you did back in the 90s and 2000s there, where they had a completely different gearbox, completely different engine and tires and all that kind of stuff, didn't they? Now they have to have a compromise between the race and qualifying. But Velocity, has he got enough speed then to have compromise in qualifying to get himself into qualifying 3 and have a good race setup then? So that is what he's got to try and judge tomorrow. Velocity, as I said, he also probably needs a bit less downforce on the car to enable him to overtake more. So that is what he is going to be trying tomorrow, isn't he? I just take a look as well as Energetic saying I am losing no line short then, as of course everyone has the a lot of drivers do have the racing line on, don't they? And of course it's Gordo had a collision, and oh goodness me then, and Liam Yedder, who looks like he's gone unscathed, but Gordo hasn't, and Gordo has got a 5-place grid penalty, so wherever he qualifies he'll be back 5 positions on the grid. What a shame there for Gordo there. That is not good at all, is it, for the Red Bull driver? He had he said he had a mess of a qualifying 1. Well, that qualifying 2 has got it started off really poor indeed, hasn't it? Got all the yellow flags that are fluttering around in turn 7 as well. I think Mike has just invalidated his time. I've just seen the comments there, unfortunately. So that's not good at all, is it? Really disappointing stuff indeed there. We've also got Bro Gorilla saying good evening Sean there, good evening Sean there, good luck to the silver drivers as well then. Total Peace did win yesterday. Yes it did, he did. That was his 2nd Grand Prix race win of his career in gold there. Fantastic stuff there from Peace there. And he has actually trimmed the gap down. I think it's something like 34 points when I looked last night, but there's a long time between last night and tonight. I should definitely say so as indeed. I've also had 2 meals since then as well, and so that's the most important thing in my life is food. So when I have food, then I completely forget about everything else in the world. We've got Woodson, who is going to have the first lap time lap then, as we think Mike has invalidated his time. So we're watching the Renault driver as well, as he's about to come through the final couple of corners as well. Let's see what he can do then. Mike has actually gone faster, so he is I think he's Josh me there, hasn't he? Woods has gone second fast at the moment, and he's done a 37.2 there. Good stuff indeed there for a good some detail from Woods. What about Renbo? Renbo's invalidated her time. No, she's going to have to take another bite of cherry, isn't she, unfortunately? So that's going to be another lap on those medium tyres. Nico has just gone into a fast at the moment. He's 3/10 a second in front of Mike, also on medium tyres then. Of course, anyone who's new to the sport then, who is new to this action and adventure, which is Formula 1, of course, and you have to start, if you're going to qualifying 3, you must start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on in qualifying 2. too. And of course, the soft tyres are the fastest, but they would degrade quicker. Medium tyres is, of course, exactly what it says on the tin. It's in between the medium and the hard tyre. And if anyone can get through on the hard tyre, I am going to bow down to you. But Gamer is at second fast at the moment. Good stuff indeed there. We've also seen that Wilson there just pop his name up into fourth position as well. And it's an important day for Wilson, isn't it? I've got to say, he's been great this season, Wilson. I've really enjoyed him just really now to get himself up for the field. He's done a really good job, isn't it? Gordo is invalidated this time now, so he's going to have to have another bite of the cherry, isn't he? Watching Rembo going down at Raffles Boulevard now as well. Yellow flag in sector 3 as one of the other McLaren there of Mike, who's having issues as well. Remember, Rembo made her debut in Australia, didn't she, for the McLaren team before joining the Haas team as well. So I'm wondering if she had a very good debut as well, didn't she, in the McLaren? So I wonder if she feels at home. Oh goodness me, not that she maybe feels too much at home in that McLaren, so she was getting very cozy with the wall there. So unfortunately for Red Bull, she's invalidated her time, and I'm wondering if she might abandon this and come back into the pit as well then. So we've got Gurman out on track at the moment, and he's just emerged out of the garage then. Slayer's out there as well. Liam, has also come out of the pits, and so is Exo as well. Only 14 cars, unfortunately, as we're missing the potato, as he is unfortunately been spread across the wall, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. Ayrton saying, Sean, I'm scared, I don't feel like I belong here. Well, Ayrton currently in the pits of the moment. You've got through in the qualifying too, so you must belong here, as you've qualified 5 other drivers so far, and that is no easy feat even of its own right. So good stuff indeed there. And Liam, has just said brilliant. And so I think that's Liam, not a happy bunny in the comments either, as it stands at the moment then. But hopefully he can turn his fortunes around then, unless I got the wrong way around. Is it Liam that's got a 5 place grid penalty, not Gordo? To honest, I really should take more notice of what's going on out there, really. And I'm meant to be filling you with what's going on out there, really. I'm meant to report, but I'm not doing much reporting. I'm just speaking a lot of rubbish, really, which is nothing unusual, is it? What can Exalt do then? He had a podium position last time in the Italian Grand Prix. He had a fantastic drive. That was his best position in ALR Silver, and I think he's going to kick on from there, isn't he? Because he looked so comfortable, didn't he? But remember, it's a completely different circuit from Italy to here, isn't it? I've got to say, we've gone from one of the shortest Grand Prix in terms of time on the calendar to one of the longest Grand Prix on the calendar. And remember as well that it was rain as well last time in Italy as well, which I've got to say, Silver seems to get the brunt of the bad weather, doesn't it, really? I think it must be on Monday, isn't it? Of course, it's probably technically the most depressing day of the week, isn't it? Monday is. So that might be why there's maybe a lot of rain around in Silver. Who knows then? Who knows indeed then? As Gordo saying, that was my stupidity at Liam there, as unfortunately they came to blows as well. Maybe Farfadhan need to swap me and Ayrton around then. And we have also got Ninja saying, I came here for the race. I stayed for the commentary. I think the race is going to be a lot better than the commentary, my good man, because I speak absolutely rubbish there. Or you could say hogwash as well, which was one of my favourite words actually today. That's all I was saying at work. So we're now coming down Raffles Boulevard as well. Then Exolis, he's done at 04 in the middle sector. We've got one person out on the soft tires. That is Rentbo. So Rentbo, unfortunately, then invalidated both her times. So she is now out on the soft compound tires. Let's see what he can do as well. As Ayrton has just said, he loves me, and I love you too, Ayrton, as well. But I can't show favoritism. So at the moment, I just like you until about 9:30 tonight, where I can love you again. So we're just watching XR then coming out of turn 21 then, getting very close to the wall. Remember, Sebastian Vettel was really good at that exit there, wasn't he? Especially in 2015. XR has gone up into 5th position as well in the Ferrari. Lovely jubbly indeed there for XR then. So good stuff indeed. Is that going to be safe then? I'm not sure if that will be. Gurman, though, of course, he's been cream of the crop this season, hasn't he? And once again, my goodness me, look at that. That's almost a second. That is a second in front of Nico. Golly gosh there, that is absolutely amazing stuff indeed then. And Liam has gone to second position in the second half as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. Once again, the Haas team are just absolutely fantastic, aren't they? I can't even think of any other words apart from fantastic, really. And that's absolutely amazing, isn't it? On board Serious Mushroom then, as we've got another yellow flag floating out there as well. It's just in front of Serious Mushroom, as he is just coming out of turn 9 as well. Of course, turn 10 used to be the Singapore Sling. It's not anymore, unfortunately, though, is it? Because they've taken away that hop, skip, and a jump there through there, which I'm absolutely devastated by. And they also tightened up turn 11 and 12, didn't they, back in 2013? I think they did a lot of amendments, didn't they, around there, which I think that has made the track lose a bit of its characteristics there. So I'm a bit disappointed about that. But there you go. You can't have it all your own way, can you? So Serious Mushroom then on the medium tires run. He's got 5 minutes to get it. He's put a lot of he's almost put all his eggs into one basket there, which for Serious Mushroom then. So this might get a bit worrying for Serious Mushroom if he doesn't get a good time out here at the moment. He is very light on fuel, though, the Racing Point driver is. So it's going to be one and done, isn't it, for the man who is 4th in the championship at the moment there, of course. As both Racing Points as a team, I think, have been absolutely nailed on in terms of consistency, haven't they? VTOD and Serious Mushroom are possibly the complete packages this season, while they're third at the moment. Good stuff indeed there from Serious Mushroom. Rembo's invalidated her time again, then the pressure's now turned to be squeezed on the McLaren driver. Gordo is in 13th position. VTOD is also invalidated his time as well. Jake Wilson is out on track there. There is going to be some tears, isn't there? In this 5 minutes, it's probably going to be from me as well, as I think I've got a sneeze coming. Gordo is he's gone a bit wide into turn 11 and 12 as they go for going over the Anderson Bridge, and now on to Raffles at Boulevard as well, which I got to say, I think last season and the season before, I was calling Raffles Boulevard the wrong place on the circuit there. This is Raffles Boulevard, I think, and the other straight was just a straight with a kink in it, as I'm going to call it now, because I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what it's called then. We got Gunnar saying, evening, Sean. Hello, Gunnar. I hope you're well, then. Of course, our Gunnar, this is 75th Grand Prix start for ALR tonight, then, as well, as he's missed all the compliments I said to Gunnar as well. So, which I'm sure they were very nice comments indeed, Gunnar. But yeah, it's great to have you along for your company. It's unfortunately we haven't got you in qualifying, but it is good to see you in the race there, and hopefully we'll see you having some good race as well. Then Gordo's a length fast on the medium tires. Then VTOD is going for broke. Then Ayrton is not coming out the pits just yet, and he is waiting right until the very end there, isn't he? He's on the medium tires at the moment. Then Red Bull, lovely shot here from the from high above the Singapore skyline. It's absolutely beautiful as we watch down on the McLaren driver as well. Beautiful stuff indeed there. Tango said still beat up about the Singapore Sling. Then yeah, I rage a bit about that, because that was a cracking turn, wasn't it? Because we've seen Kimi Räikkönen in the wall there, we've seen Kobayashi in the wall as well, just to name 2 of them off the top of my head. Then I remember Kobayashi's quite well because he took flight, didn't he? So it's just watching Red Bull, and of course she's got 3 minutes to get this sorted out. Ayrton is still in the pits at the moment then, so Ayrton is, I've got to say, the coolest customer in the building so far. I'll be getting very twitchy and hopefully coming out there as well, so but maybe Ayrton doesn't want to come out of the pit garage as well. Rembo, the same place as before there, where she invalidated her time, then this might be the end for Rembo, unfortunately, as she hasn't got enough fuel in the car, has she, to make one more run? Well, at the moment her fuel light is flashing away quite nicely, and look at that car now is feeling very skittish on the rear there, isn't it, as she comes into the pits. Then she's also gone off the pit, out of the pit entry as well then. VTOD then, we're on board with him as well. He hasn't set a time either at this moment then. Just on board then. Gunnar saying, listen back after Bud. VTOD is in the wall. That's a smash, and he is out of qualifying. VTOD then, the man who is second in the World Championship and twice in 2 weeks there. He has been in the wall quite heavily in the race in Italy, and now in qualifying in Singapore. VTOD, his amazing season is coming undone. Right as we get to the business end of the season as well. What a shame for VTOD. He is out qualified then, and that is absolutely gutting, isn't it, for VTOD then. He is second in the World Championship, isn't he? That is a massive blow indeed, isn't it? Oh dear. And just on board as well then. As Tango said, I'll get you the name of that in 1 minute there. Liam saying no harm done then. Sam has got oof there, and Tango said what's it? Esplanade Drive? Oh, you know I can't read, guys. You're gonna have to send me a translate, I think. I can't even read my own name at times then, and that is even without a drop of rum. So yeah, I can't even pronounce it now. Shocking, isn't it? Absolutely shocking now. I'm gonna have to get far for Dan to whisper in my ear what it is as well. Actually, they've left me in the party. they've had enough of even they've had enough of even listening to me as well tonight. So yep, I'm all alone. It's only me and I, you and I. So we're now watching Ayrton then. Now what can Ayrton do then? He is going for one and done here. Is the Ayrton so he has to nip it in the bud quite early on then, hasn't he? He's down into turn 3 as well. As Serious Mushroom, no Todd is far brutal as always with a bottle job as well. Ayrton very close to the wall there. I hope he had listened to me. And getting very close on the outside curve as well. Now coming down that straight, which I cannot say, but I know it begins with an E and it ends with drive. Down into turn 7. This is quite infamous, isn't it, for the Hamilton fans, as he crashed with Webber there. He's crashed with Massa and unfortunately retired in 2012 there as well. Then as I gotta say, I do not like that corner one bit there as being a super Hamilton fanboy as well then. As they're now coming down there into the Singapore sling then, and look at this then, Ayrton now into turn 11 and 12 as well. It's an adventure, isn't it? I love being on board here with Ayrton then. Look at this, over the Anderson Bridge as well then, and now that it's all taken a very tight line there, and now coming down to Raffles Boulevard as well. DRS there, a bit slow on the DRS there, Ayrton is that going to cost him a position into qualifying 3 then? His target time is a 36.5 by Jake the Slayer, and Jake the Slayer is done. Gordo is done as well, and Mike is also done then. So who is going to be happy? Who is going to be crying at the end of this qualifying session as well? And now then going under the grandstand as well. Then look at the amount of speed that Ayrton took there. Goodness me! Then I gotta say, I'm living on every corner with Ayrton here. This is fantastic, isn't it? As he flies out at 21 then, and there's a bit of curve on the exit there which he did not take. Then Ayrton through the final turn. Is that enough? It is enough. He scraped through the qualifying 3. That felt like he lived on the seat of his pants there throughout that lap. Great stuff indeed there for Ayrton. He is through into qualifying 3. Lovely stuff indeed. Jake the Slayer there. I'm wondering then if he would have liked to have taken another bite of the cherry. A good driving there from Ayrton. I love that. Great stuff indeed. As Tango sent me the trap map on Discord, mate. Thank you indeed there. But I wish I never read that out now, because now I'm going to sound like a proper old smarty pants, and that's because I've got the trap map in front of me. But yeah, I'll have a look at that in a minute. Thanks Tango. I'm glad you're looking out for the commentator. Unfortunately, the admins do that, do they? Damn them. Out of qualifying then is Rembo. Unfortunately, didn't set a time there. She invalidated her time twice. V Todd has had a heavy crash out of the exit of turn 21 then, unfortunately. 5 place grid penalty there for Gordo. And that is a shame now. He's going to be dropping down 5 places from 12th position. And 11th position is Jake the Slayer out by a whisker, just over a 10th of a second. As Ayrton, goodness me there, did a Sebastian Vettel slap there, isn't he? He just got out there and set a time. Lovely stuff indeed there. Sam saying, I think Ayrton wants to kiss the walls there. Goodness me. Formula moments, damn it there. That's it. Swap me and Ayrton around there, Michael Preston. It's lovely stuff indeed there. It's also track dependent as well, of course, isn't it? I think Ayrton's had a very good season in bronze, hasn't he? But of course, it's Nunda who takes my vote for most improved driver so far. So, but of course, anything can change. There was 7 races to go, of course, and yep, it's going to get very interesting indeed in the remainder of bronze, silver, and of course gold as well. Nothing is wrapped up, is it? Nothing is done mathematically until I start singing. Then, as out of the pits now comes a Haas, out of the pits comes a Ferrari as well. And here we go then, qualifying 3 around Singapore as well. And of course, the previous pole positions are like this. German has had 4 so far. Liam has had 1 pole position, 2 for Shane and 2 for Nude Potato as well. Lovely stuff indeed there. Gordo said, I told you I'll ball it, as that's unfortunate. And Tango saying you get more right than that Crofty, mate. I wish I did, to be honest. I get a lot of things wrong there, especially after the race as well. It's quite funny of how many times I realise that I call Emerson Ayrton and Ayrton Emerson and then all that kinds of jazz as well. And I do mispronouncing a lot of names as well. So it's absolutely appalling stuff, isn't it? I need to go back to English lessons, don't I? I'm very proud to say I did pass my English about 10, 15 years ago. Maybe 15 years ago, good gosh. But I do have an excuse then, and since then I have had a lot of alcoholic beverages, but that's my excuse and I am sticking with it. So then we have got both Haas's then, who is leading the charge then, as we have got German, who is just behind his teammate then. So Liam is the first Haas car on the track then, and he'll be the first man to set a time as well. Liam has had a pole position before in silver, hasn't he? He had a pole position back in Austria. This is a completely different track, isn't it? Austria only has 10 turns, even though technically you only really count 6 or 7 of them, don't you? Here tonight night. We got 23 turns time. It's almost double that. Incredible, isn't it? Yeah, completely different kettle of fish, isn't it? So let's see what Liam can do then. And we've also got Ayrton saying he's a bit sweaty as well. Past 3 races I've done this as a Gordo is very unhappy about it. But Gordo, I gotta say though that it's all about the race, my good man there. So do not beat yourself up too much. You got 31 laps around here, which a lot of drivers are probably absolutely sighing with me now, as I've just reminded them of the tasks that they've got in hand here tonight. It's a brutal track, isn't it? And by the end of this race, I think the drivers do know that they have been in a race, haven't they? Liam there coming through turn 5 as well. And as now he's accelerating down the kinky straight, which I'm going to actually find a way to pronounce that road right very before the end of the stream then, hopefully. Anyway, Liam going very wide over the curves there at turn 7 then. The yellow flag is fluttering at the end of the lap then. So that's someone just slowing down. It's one of the Alfa Romeos. It's the only Alfa Romeo left in this race, this qualifying session, which is Wilson, isn't it? So yeah, he's just trying to build us some time as well. Back on board with Liam through the Singapore Sling, which I know is not the Singapore Sling anymore, but I like to call it that anyway. Over the Anderson Bridge as well, before coming in to the very acute left angle as well. So that's a very difficult turn, isn't it? Yeah, it feels like you're either going to go too slow or too fast through there as well. It's a very difficult turn to get right, isn't it? Time after time after time. The driver's got to do that 31 laps tonight as well. Plus any lap pitches they do in qualifying as well. Liam then, lovely stuff indeed as he comes through the curves as well, as he is about to finish off the lap. Then it's an absolute endurance race, isn't it? We've got 31 laps plus the length of time it does to complete this lap around here as well. It's such a long lap this is, isn't it? And it's there's no give for any of the drivers, is it? It's turn. And Liam goes across the line. He's done a 35-1 then to set the benchmark. What about, Gurman's invalidated this time. He's going to have to go for another bite of cherry, isn't he? What about Mike then? Of course, Mike is loving life in silver so far, making his debut tonight. He comes across the line. Mike goes second fast run. He's a couple of tenths away from the benchmark at the moment then. Exile coming across the line. He has gone third fastest as well then in the Ferrari. I seen his second, his teammate out. Gamer's in front of Exile. Gamer once again showing that he has got some pace in that Ferrari. Ayrton then is out very early on this qualifying session now, as he comes across the line. He has gone third fast there. So that's good time indeed there from the Mercedes driver. Lovely jubbly indeed then. What about Nico? Nico's been looking very much on song in this qualifying session here tonight, hasn't he? He is now coming up to 22 and 23 as well. What can he do then? Fuel light is flashing. Time is 6 fast at the moment there. And Nico is a couple of tenths down as well. Wilson there once again showing the form, isn't he? He's on the form of his life for that Alfa Romeo. He is in the second position there, and as it stands, he lines up on the second row of the grid then. Liam is currently the fastest man. Woods there is out there. He's about to finish his lap as well. Gurman is also on the lap as well. Sirius Mushroom currently chilling in the pits then. As we've got Twang there, as he's saying, hey, how's it going there? Of course, Twang, a ALR veteran, is there? Of course, he was also in the commentary box for me way back when. Woods is on pole position there by 16, by a tenth of a second. I was about to read his car number then. Wow, great time there from Woods there. He pulled that one out of the bag, didn't he? Good stuff indeed. The Gurman's invalidated again. The championship leader there is very much under pressure now. He's in the pits there, Gurman is there, and he has to slow down there to the pit lane speed limiter as well. But Woods is on pole position. This will be Woods' first pole position there of his career in ALR as well. Of course, that'll be a fantastic performance as well. Woods so far has only had 11 points in his 6 races he's participated in so far, but my goodness me, that lap has come out of nowhere for Woods, and he is looking very much on song indeed. Lovely stuff indeed then. Just watch it just in the comments as well there. Sam is saying, I bet Ayrton like that lap. Twang is saying, hey, how's it going there? I'm very well, Twang. I hope you're well indeed. Of course, Twang is a former ALR driver. Now he's an elite sports athlete as well. He does a lot of skiing and shoots as well. I can't remember what the sport's called, so if anyone can remind me, that'd be absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there. I've got to say, I think I've left my brain in the office tonight there. I'm actually on the mayor tonight, aren't I? We've got ALR Vintage. Evening everyone, good luck everyone. Well, that's very kind indeed then, as I do like it when you guys are very supportive of each driver. So it's absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. So Twang has said we can make it another. Well, of course, anytime then, Twang, anytime then. As we're just watching Woods as he comes back into the pits as well. So let's see what he can do then. We got 5 minutes to go in this session. Serious Mercenary has gone against the grain so far, hasn't he? Of course, he has got a lot to lose tonight, hasn't he? Don't mean to put extra pressure on Gurman now, on Serious Mercenary to say, but he is fourth in the championship, and he's in the wall. Is he? He's only kissed the wall, hasn't he? There's been a lot of drivers that have gone in that wall, like Bruno Senna, like Narain Carter Kane. I think Chandok's been in there as well. Mark Webber also had a big smash in there as well, I think, and the list goes on. Hemi Al-Gashwari, and also I think Danny Ricciardo's been in that wall as well. There's been a lot of drivers that have gone in that wall, haven't they? He's going to be in fine company. The only difference is Serious Musher has survived the wall and he's come out on the other side. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then, and absolutely fantastic then. As we now got Serious Musher now, who is coming down the kinky straight as well. Look at this, as he is touching 119 miles an hour before breaking down there into fourth gear as well. They're touching the 80-mile-an-hour mark. There's a car, the Haas getting on the way. It's Liam, or is it Gurman? It's one of the Haas's there, so at least I'm half right. Serious Merchant now into turn 9 as well. Getting a bit wide there. Serious Merchant is there, but very much on the power early, which is what you need to do. Lovely 17 there. Back on board with him as he is now through 11 and 12. Very much tighter chicane there. They tightened it up for more overtaking, but I'm not sure if it's done the desired effect there. Over the Anderson Bridge as well before accelerating away down at Raffles Boulevard as well then. And the second intermediate split Thomas here has done an 0-3-0 then. Good stuff indeed there for Serious Mushroom, and so he's got one more sector to go there, but he's still got a lot of decisions to make. Then he has got to still turn, slow the car down, and then speed up as well. There's so many decisions that you have to make in this lap as well. Upshift, downshift, when you go to dull the power, when you go to get on the power as well. Goodness me, then there's too much to think about for my small brain. Here comes Serious Mushroom very close to the wall then. Of course he is using all the track and then some. He's got time for one run, and that's it. And Musher goes across the line. He is third fastest there, and he is looks like he's out of fuel. Then that is one and done. Then Gurman there is about to start. So we're on board with the world champion with the Michael Schumacher helmet from 2000 and beyond. Then, and it's great to see. I do love the Schumacher helmet from 2000 beyond. I do prefer the old one though, where he had the blue top there before he changed it in 2000. There, I do like that helmet. 94, 95 helmets were absolutely beautiful, weren't they? As Twang has said, you have my contact. I think I do in Discord. I think I gotta say I'm really poor with numbers and stuff. But yeah, I think we all have you on Discord there. We have also got this. Well, it's oh gosh, let me just swipe the other way. It's Elite Sport. I think. I like to think anyway. I think it's definitely an Elite Sport, my good man. There, of course, especially if you play at international level. Then I think that is pretty impressive to say the least. There. The only thing I'm going to do internationally is probably have a national eating contest. Gurman has done an 0.25 in the second intermediate split time. Lovely jubbly indeed there. Jay Coulson's asked who the earth is playing for Woods. Said Woods in the past. We have heard about Woods' illustrious history in Formula 1 on this game there. In the couple of races he's driven for us in ALR, I don't think we've seen the best out of Woods there, but he's still trying to get him back to his best at this because he took a couple of seasons off there. And of course when it is such a high level of sport, isn't it, it is very difficult to get back to the top if taking a couple of years off. Just ask Schumacher. And Gurman's on pole position by 9/10 of a second. My goodness me, that is his fifth pole position. If he can retain it, what a pole position. He has blown me out of the water. He has blown everyone out of the water then. And Liam Yedden is going to have to go for another bite of cherry here, isn't he, because he hasn't he's had a problem on that lap. But Serious Mushroom is going to finish fourth position, or that's the highest position he's going to come anyway. Let's see what everyone else can do. As the gamer has gone fifth fastest then on his final time run as well. Well, Exile is just about to start his lap as well. Woods is also on his out lap. Who else are there at the moment? We got Wilson's invalidated his time at the moment, so Wilson's trying to get back around quickly. It looks like he might have fuel for one more run then, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. Nico there in the second intermediate split time as well, as he is hassling the cars. He lovely jubbly indeed then from Nico then, but back on board with him as well. He has got 5 more corners to go in this race as well. In this qualifying session, he's got a bit wide there, hasn't he? But he's kept on the power end, so Nico then with half a minute to go there. This is it then. He comes across line. He's 10th for the moment. He goes third fastest. That's a better time now for Nico. And he is on the second row of the grid. Good stuff indeed then. What about Liam? He's 78 hundredths of a second down then. But let's see what they've got. Yellow flags there in the first. It's a Ferrari. It's Gamer there. He's just pulling off to one side then as well. As he's just getting on the way there. Being very courteous indeed then. Lovely stuff indeed then. As we're on board then with Liam then. Oh, getting a bit light on the rear there as well before he comes into under the grandstand as well before accelerating away then. And Gurman is just a couple of corners from home as well. Sorry, it's Liam, yeah. Oh, he spun it! Oh no! Oh no, that's the oh dear. The same place as VTOG. Liam, yeah, is going to be fourth on the grid then. At the very most unfortunate then for the Haas driver. Oh dear. 4 tenths of a second up, Exol. That's enough to get him in front of Ayrton at the moment, maybe in front of Mike as well. He's invalidated! Oh no! And Exol's invalidated, and that's it. He's going to be 10th fastest. What a shame there. And that time it would have put him in front of Mike as well. What a shame there for Exol. Woods is invalidated as well, so he's going to be on the front row. No, nonetheless, so that's still a good time. What about Mike then? Mike then is coming out of turn 21. That's where we just seen Liam lose it as well. Oh, is that rain? We have a bit of rain there right in there. As Mike goes second fastest then. What about Ayrton? Ayrton through the final turn as well. And Ayrton stays at 9th fastest then. And what about Owen Wilson's in the pits then as well. And that is the end of qualifying. And goodness me then, look at that. We did have a sprinkling of rain right at the very end then, but it hasn't affected the drivers luckily. And Gurman on pole position now for the 5th time in his silver career. And the goodness me there, he is, I think he's got to reserve that pole position, isn't he? On the top step of the podium at the moment now. He is absolutely incredible, he really is that as well. So let me just catch up with the, let me just catch up with the old comments, shall we? Sorry guys, I completely missed Liam saying bottle drop there as he has spun it there, and he's down to 5th now, isn't he? Unfortunately there for Liam. We have also got, Mike saying that was absolutely an insane lap from Gurman. I've got to say, Gurman is absolutely fantastic this season, isn't it? We've seen the flashes of brilliance from Gurman last season, like in the Austrian Grand Prix in that very wet weather, where he fended off Sean Hammers, didn't he? But this season, look at that, 6 tenths of a second. That is night and day in a Formula 1 car. Absolutely amazing stuff indeed there. Goodness me, it's giving me shudders there, just even thinking about that lap. Brilliant stuff indeed then from Gurman. Mike there on his debut in silver. Goodness me there. I gotta say, he's having a real bad patch in a bronze, but silver, he's flown right up into second. Fantastic stuff. Woods there in third position. That's his best qualifying performance of his career. Can he now rectify that into a podium then? Nico in fourth position as well, with Liam in 5th. He said he bought it. 6 is Serious Mushroom. Gamer once again very much at the top of the timesheets. Wilson, Ayrton and Exor 9th and 10th as well. So Gordo is saying, who is Gamer, who is Xander. It is Gamer there, of course, said. So yes, good stuff indeed then. As Gamer saying he could have got P3 then. Jake never invalidated. I would have been P3. Yeah, so he's a bit disappointed by that then, isn't he? As just taking it, and Mike has cut there, as Gordo said, he's bronze, isn't he? Yes, indeed, he is there, Mike is. Mike has won 2 races in bronze this season, hasn't he, of course, there. But lately in bronze there, he's just not getting the rub of the green, is he, so to speak? He's having a bit of a difficult couple of races there, Mike is, but well, tonight there, he's doing a fantastic job, isn't he, Mike? It's fantastic stuff indeed then. Right, we got 22 seconds to go before the race itself. Just make myself comfortable, and then we'll begin, shall we? 15 seconds to go as well. We've got a full grid around here. I love it. So there's going to be carnage, there's going to be excitement, there's going to be action as well then. And, of course, that is what you want in your Formula 1 racing, don't you? You don't want a procession. You want it to be entertaining from start to finish. Well, I certainly do anyway. Right then, as that is it then. The drivers are done then, and we are now going to get ready for the formation lap as well. Who's the outstanding drivers in qualifying? Well, you just take a look there. Gurman there, 6 tenths of a second up there. No, that is brilliant stuff indeed there. Woods there in third position as well. I think that he might be my driver qualified actually, if that means anything to Woods, which I hardly doubt it doesn't, but that was great. Mike there, who's in bronze there. We have seen before there that Mike has got a great turn of speed, hasn't he? But he's second in silver. That's a division up, remember. Fantastic stuff indeed there from Mike, and he is on the front row as well. Gunnar on his 75th race start tonight there is decided he's not interested in the formation lap at all, and he is only one of two drivers on the soft tyres there. So soft tyres there for Woods and for Gunnar. So watch Woods there come off the line there. He is going to be quicker than a hiccup, isn't he? Hard tyres there for V-Top there and for Nude Patel as well. Of course, we didn't see Nude Patel, which I got to say, I think that's the third time in a row where I've had a DNF in qualifying one and I've missed it there. So apologies, guys. There, I really need to pay more attention, don't I? Everyone else is on the medium tyres as well, apart from Murphy, who's also on the hard tyres as well. But I think that I forgot about Murphy there, but but I think I forgot where his Red Bull car was in qualifying, unfortunately. But he's on the 20th. He's 20th on the grid as well. Murphy is there. Right, let's go for the grid, shall we? 'Cause we're just coming into sector 3, and I've been waffling away and haven't really been doing much. Sam has asked, how did Gunnar disqualify himself then? I wonder if Gunnar, I don't know, to be honest. Maybe you can get disqualified for going too slow on the grid, perhaps, which I've done before. We've also got Twan is Dan racing. Sorry, it's Dan driving. He is driving there, but in qualifying, unfortunately, he couldn't get out of his garage. So that was unfortunate there for Dan. But as Twan is not feeling too confident for the drivers, are they? Let's go then. So we got Gunnar on pole position. No, we haven't. We got Gunnar on. No, we haven't. We got who's it? German on pole position, Mike alongside him, Woods in third, Nico in fourth position, Liam in fifth, and Mushroom in sixth. We got Gamer in seventh, then Wilson is eighth, then Ayrton in ninth, then Exile is in 10th position. That's the top 10. Now everyone outside the top 10 can have fresh boots. 11th position is Slayer, V-Todd in 12th position, Rembo in 13th, Irish Potato in 14th position, Frisky Biscuit in 15th, Ballet in 16th position there. Of course, he only knew he was racing about a couple of hours ago. Gordo in 17th position there, Gouda in 18th, he finally didn't fancy like the formation lap. Troy in 19th and Dan in 20th position as well. 20 cars then around the Singapore circuit. Then we only had 10 finishers last night. It is a brutal race, isn't it, to get from start to finish. Gordo saying, here we go then. Samuel's asked Gunnar on pole position there. Of course, that would have been great for a 75th race there, but unfortunately that's not the case, is it? There are the cars and they're lined up, and this is the calm before the storm here tonight in Singapore. And it's meant to be a dry race as well then. And there are the lights then. We have 4, we have 5, they've illuminated, and we are going Singapore! And it's a great start there from the AlphaTauri of Nico. Oh, that's a Ferrari off in the background. Ferrari's gone off already. It is Gamer. Gamer is facing the wrong way then. Straight from the get-go, it's a severe collision there. And oh gosh, it's an appalling start. An absolutely appalling start. Bernd Mylander hasn't even had a chance to to put his lunch down. Goodness me, and that's an appalling start. Oh my goodness me. And that's a pretty important start. I've got Gunnar on the brain then. Gamer there, unfortunately, has not had very good. Harrison's got a 5-second penalty there for ignoring the yellow flag. Then, unfortunately, then we didn't even get to turn 1. Then, did we? Without the safety car, Gamer has spun the wrong way, wasn't he? And that is an appalling start here in Silver tonight, isn't it? We got 5-second penalty galore. What is going on in the background there? And let's take a look. Then there's Slayer there is in 10th position, and then Rembo in 11th. And V-Todd in 12th. This was a bit of a mess start. It's a bit of a messy start, isn't it? So Gamer dropping down right down to 30th position. He's lost the complete nose cone there, hasn't he, on the Ferrari? So he's going to have to come back in, and that is completely ruined Gamer's great qualifying performance, and he is down in 20th position at the moment there, and dropped down at 13 positions there. Woods has dropped down 2 positions then off the start line now, so interesting stuff. I was expecting Woods to be challenged in the front there. Nico has got off the line like a shot. We've seen that AlphaTauri just absolutely launch off the line, didn't we? Mike in third position now, and Liam also getting up a couple position as well. With the debutant Ballet there has done a great job, hasn't he? He's gone up to 13th position there in the Williams stuff. Williams had great stuff from the Hungarian driver. So just watching Gamer just cruising back to the pits then as well. No nose cone there, unfortunately, for Gamer then. Of course, this is the second race back there. Remember, he had a great race in Monza. He's going to have an absolutely spectacular race now, isn't he? Potato is still in 14th position now, so no gain or loss then. Yeah, Sam there just commenting on me basically not knowing who is who then. As into the pits there comes Woods, then we're on board there. I'm wondering if just taking a look then. Woods there is yeah, he's in the pit straight away there. He's got a 5-second penalty. Look, there's his teammate behind him as well, Slayer. He's going in the pits. He's on the hard tires then, Woods is, so getting rid of those softs straight away then. Now also in the pits while the medium shot Jake the Slayer. That's also a 5-second penalty. There's a lot of 5-second penalties there blinking up, weren't they? He's on the hard tires as well then, as coming back out. So just waiting for the we're just waiting for the tower to sort itself out. So apparently Murphy's leading at the moment, and I think it's the opposite way around. And there they go, they're taking the nose cone off, and of course that Ferrari's got no wing at all now, and now they're changing, and now back on then for car 61. That's an infamous number for Gamer, isn't it? As every time he's appeared in an ALR race, he's always had 61 there, and of course I think that's great. I love it when drivers keep that number, so it makes me very happy indeed then. But Gamer's not going to be too happy about this start then, as he is right at the back then, and luckily it's a safety car, so he can catch up to the back then and see what he can do from there. He's on the medium tires, Gamer has said, so he's going to have to pit again regardless of what happens here tonight then. So then, not much has really happened then. I was saying not much, but Woods then, who was on third on the grid, that is currently right down into 18th position as well. Both runners are 18th and 19th. They are both pitted then, as Gamer has as well. Everyone else has stayed out at the moment there. Even Gooner as well. Before the Gooner might come in the pits there and change onto the soft tyre, onto the maybe medium or hard tyre. I thought it's virtually a free pit stop, isn't it, for Gooner? But maybe he wants to keep on those soft tyres and go for an attack of opening stint here in Singapore as well then. So Bert Mylander is leading, and of course an absolutely atrocious start to begin this Silver Grand Prix, isn't it, with a Gamer facing the wrong way before he even got to turn one there. A very difficult start there for the Ferrari driver indeed then. So at the moment Gurman at the moment is close championship rival is V top then. If it stays as it is at the moment then, I think it will be actually Serious Mushroom who will move up into second as well, and Wilson will also jump up a couple of positions if I'm not very much mistaken. So yeah, so it'd be so once again Gurman there is just extending his lead in the championship, isn't he? And having a I think he's having a ball here in Silver this season. This is good stuff indeed there. Liam in fourth position in the second half set, as so we've got to say the Haas are absolutely fantastic. They really are indeed then. Oh, looking up the inside front there, Gurman is, as he is just trying to get those tires warmed, isn't he? They're on board with Gamer then, as he is sprints up to the back then, isn't he? He will have warmer tires than the rest of the grid then, won't he? Of course, because he has been at almost a racing speed, hasn't he? Of course, so that's right. So Gamer is going to have much hotter tires, but unfortunately, he has caught up with almost a lap to go. Unfortunately, for Gamer then, because if he could time that more to perfection, he could have and should have. On very hot tires, and which would have made it very good there on the restart. And he could have launched there for a couple of cars. And of course, tire temperature is one of the names of the games in Formula 1. Is that, of course, they're very quick. They're the fastest heat engineers, aren't they, in Formula 1? Where they got to cool something in the car, but keep other parts of the car hot, like those tires, of course. Then. Excellent turn 7 now as well, Gamer said. I think I'm not really sure what happened there then, really, as unfortunately it looks like, I'm not sure, did he get tipped around or did he put on too much wheel spin? Remember, in this Ferrari, they seem to have a lot of spinners in their team, don't they? Kimi Raikkonen had some weird spins, didn't he, in the Ferrari in 2014 and 15 when the hybrid first came into Formula 1 then. And of course Vettel's been around more than once then in this Ferrari as well, hasn't he? So yeah, interesting. So I'm wondering there if he might put on the power too much there for Gamer off the line there, which spun the car perhaps. But of course we're not going to surmise just yet, Ari, because yeah, we'll wait for Gamer's wait for what Gamer says after the race as well. Safety cars in at the end of that, then we're going to be back racing here in Singapore then. So the safety car right from the get-go hasn't really helped anyone with strategy, really. It's helped Gamer to a certain degree then, because he had a damaged front wing then, so at least then he's caught up to the back then. We've also had Woods and Slayer in the pits, and both Renault teams are both Renault drivers are coming in the pits as well then. Oh goodness me then, look at this, they're all bunching out then. Nico wants to get a jump on the championship leader, doesn't he? Remember that Nico is of course not a part of the championship battle at this moment, is he? And I think that he might be on the wait till next season if he wants to get really involved in that championship battle, but for now he's on the championship battle. He just wants race wins, does he, in his ALR career? Let's see what he does then. When is Gurman going to drop the hammer then? And we are back back racing here in silver. Let's go then. So German leads in. And oh, I thought he spun it there. No, he's just trying to break the solution now as he goes into turn one. And German there is fending off Nico then, who was looking very interested right from the get-go, wasn't he? But German has survived that start then here in Singapore as well. Vital is now in the 10th position there. Of course, the man who's second in the World Championship. On board advance at the moment, and he is in 8th position. Well, there's Renbo in 9th position there. We've got a couple of bronze drivers here tonight, and we just to see what they can do there against the silver drivers at the moment. And at the moment, I've got to say they've all been doing really well, haven't they? Good stuff indeed there. As now Exile is very close to the back of Wilson as well there. As Exile has got to say he is very much going to be very much on the high after that incredible racing at Monza, hasn't he? Where he got his first podium as well. And he's very much giving Jake there a lot of things to think about as they come down to the Singapore string once again. Then as he's really pushing the envelope at the moment, isn't he? Exile as they come over the Anderson Bridge as well before breaking down into about third gear. Then before accelerating away. No DRS at the moment. Then we got to wait 3 more laps then, or within 3 laps then, before DRS is going to be enabled then, and that's when the fun is really going to kick on then, isn't it? So German there is almost a second in front of Nico. Nico is almost a second in front of Mike as well, as the field spread around there is quite abundant, quite apparent, isn't it? As you're always on the gas there, a car's width behind the car in front there, of course. I know back on board there with Exile Monday. Of course, they're all lying on certain moments, aren't they? So there might be a DRS track. Remember, I think Trilly had a big old conga line behind him at one year around here in the Toyota. I can't remember what year it was. I think it might have been 2008 perhaps, where we had a safety car of course, where we had that infamous safety car, didn't we? As now coming across the line and on that lap 5 as well, as they are all being very behaved at the moment, and of course there's still 20 cars left in this race. We've had an early safety car for Exile's teammate, which is Gamer there, who unfortunately had a problem going off the line there. Whether that was a mistake or a mechanical failure or someone helping him, we do not know. We just seen a flash of the championship leader there, which is German. I keep saying the world champion. He is not yet as he is. I'm still couching my chickens before they hatch there. But German is definitely very much on the way there, doing a great job, isn't he? Here in ALR Silver, as the Potatoes now got himself into 11th position, passing the David on ballot then, as a good 70. The Potatoes now just Slayer's got a 3-second penalty, as you got a yellow flag there in the background. Is a Gamer as what's happening there is Slayer's had some issues there in the Renault, and he hasn't damaged the car by looks at, and Gamer there is in 19th position as well, and so Slayer is down in 20th position and 4 seconds back at the moment as well. So that's a bit unfortunate there, isn't it? Just watching this battle here then, which are on board Gordo, who is 4 tenths of a second away from Frisky Biscuit. And look at this then, it's Ballot then on his debut then, is they're starting to be form a queue behind the Williams drivers as they now coming down Raffles Boulevard as well then, and at the moment Gordo's going on the outside of Frisky. He's going to run out of road there, getting very close. Well, Murphy there is just sitting in the background in the second Red Bull, and look at this as well, as Gordo is getting very impatient, isn't he, beyond the Alfa Romeo as well, isn't he? Look at this, and this is a good old queue as well, isn't it? Oh goodness me, then this is going to get very interesting. Well, DRS will be enabled next time around as well, so this is going to get very fruitful indeed, isn't it? We're on lap 6 out of 31 then. German is now leading by 2 seconds then. Liam is now starting to catch up behind Mike then. It's going to get very interesting. Well, but I'm interested in this conga line at the moment there, isn't it, which is headed up by, of course, the David on at the moment there, who's in 12th position there. And why should he yield then? Of course he shouldn't yield then. He is battling for points, and it's just like everyone else there. Woods has just got past Gunner's dropping down to 90th position there, as the soft shot tires are starting to fall off the cliff, but it looks like on Gunner's car, on Gunner's Williams then as well then. As now we're back on board with Frisky then. He has DRS then. What can Ballot do here then? Ballot, is he going to defend then? It looks like Frisky's going on the inside. He has a line, has a lunge I should say then, but not quite then. As also Murphy there was just thinking about a move on his teammate Gordo as well. Murphy on the look at this queue then. This is a fantastic battle, isn't it? Remember we had a great old queue in silver, didn't we, in the Hungarian Grand Prix, and we got something similar getting inside as well, and I'm absolutely loving it. As Gamer there is now now right on the back there of Woods as well. We've also got Mercedes in front. That is Troy in 16th position. Now, that is why qualifying is so important around here, isn't it? As, of course, oh, it's a Liam, yeah, it's got past Mike there. Or has he? Because Mike is on the outside and serious motion there is coming up the inside, so we're on board there. Oh, there's a bit of a contact there, isn't there? But I think Liam, yeah, is through. He passes Mike and moves up into a fantastic third position. Well, Mike is also, looks like he's shown for pace as well, because they've lost a couple of seconds on that lap alone then. Exo's got a 3-second penalty as well. We've got two trains at the moment, haven't we? And the one behind Mike and the one behind Balance as well then. Interesting stuff then here that is we're coming through to complete another lap then as well. So we've got two separate trains in here tonight then. Goodness me, then. I don't think Singapore is very famous for trains, but it's going to be famous tonight, isn't it? And Serious Mission there needs to get past Mike as quickly as possible if he wants to keep in touch with that podium position there as well. Of course, out of pole position in the Belgium. So we got yellow flags there as major issues last night, didn't he? In the Mercedes, he didn't even last the lap, unfortunately. But that's not good at all, is it? As now then is Nico. Sorry, it's a game there. It's just trying to come back onto track now as well. As we're on board now with German, and he is just pulling away at this moment in time, isn't he? And he is a loving life out as well. Murphy's got a 3-second penalty at the moment, hasn't he? So Dan, that's not good at all. It's a serious mission. Then we're on board with as well. Then coming up over the Anderson Bridge, isn't he? And as Sam was just saying, yeah, Gamer is having a bit of bad luck out there, so he's now 10 seconds away there. Serious Musher is all over the back there of Mike as well. We've also got Equals saying, hey Sean, hello Equals, I hope you're having a lovely day today. Of course, Equals had a good points finish as well last night as well. Good stuff indeed there. Look at this as well then, as and we've got Murphy who's got past. We've got Murphy who's got past Gordo as well. Yes, Murphy is now up into 5th, 14th position, I should say as well. And good stuff indeed there. As Equals asks, is Murphy gold or silver? At the moment, Murphy is kind of a reserve, so he's hovering in between both. But he's filling in tonight as well. And in 14th position there, he is calmly coming through this field, isn't he? And look at this as well. This is getting very dicey, isn't it? In this train, I'm loving this train. Isn't it? It's brilliant stuff indeed, isn't it? And I've said, is it too many times as well? I sound like a Birmingham City fan there, where Is It used to play for him. As Bala in the boat there, of course, is still in 12th position there. He is 7 seconds behind New Potato then. So that is the next car at the road then. So at the moment, the guys behind the Williams drivers are really not good, is really losing time at this stage. Well, Gunnar is in the pits then on the soft compound tyres then. So he's coming to the pits and what tyres is Gunnar going to go on then? We're keeping an eye on that as well then. But now flying onto the back straight as well then, and accelerated away then as Ballot is actually quick in the place he needs to be quick then. But now Frisky Biscuit is looking very frisky, isn't he? He's got to go on the inside down to turn 7. Not quite then. And Ballot is doing a great job, isn't he? I've got to say he's quick where he needs to be, and that is all that matters. Look at how much they condense up there. And that Renault then, did he go into the back of that Mercedes then? That was Woods then, of course. Woods had to pit early, and his great qualifying performance there is not come to much at the moment. He is in this queue, and it's unfortunate, isn't it, where you have to pit early, and that is the problem of throwing on the soft tyres in qualifying. Is to get through into qualifying free is you have to pit early, and then you drop, then you're behind a queue like this as well. And I've got to say, this is a very extreme queue, and look at this, they're almost at a dead stop there coming out of the Anderson Bridge there. Look at this, there's a bit of there, he's going to have to defend this thing, and look at this, they're all over the circuit, and he's at the inside. Frisky Biscuits, oh goodness me, and he is forced up in it right there, and Murphy is up into 13 finish as well, so coming down. Oh my goodness me, Gordo, oh there's contact, they spun around. Gordo in a bit of thing have come to blows there, and oh dear, it was getting very perilous, wasn't it? As just in a flash of Exile comes in the pit set, and that's a shame then, that's going to help the drivers behind them, but Gordo unfortunately coming to blows there, and that's not good at all. Woods is in trouble. Woods is in major trouble. He spun it turn 21 there, and as he damaged the car, having a look then, Woods what a shame that he was having such a great day, wasn't he? Exile's come out of the pit set on the hard tyres. Woods is in the pit set on the hard tyres, and was going a very long way as well, and Exile coming out of the pit set. Woods is coming in the pits as well then, so that's such a shame now for Woods. No retirees yet at this stage of proceedings then. But it's getting very apparent out there, wasn't it? So I'm saying Dan doesn't race in gold anymore. I think, of course, he had a reserve appearance last night, didn't he? Dan did. It was good to see him back in the cockpit. But yeah, he's a reserve at the moment. At this moment in time, isn't he? On board then with Serious Russian then, as he is still putting the pressure on Mike as well, who's in fourth position now. As look at that Frisky. Look how much time they lost there. Now 10 seconds behind the Potato, who is now right beyond Vitor as well. And we got two trains now forming. Liam, sorry, it's Mike, Serious Russian, and Jake. And then we got Ayrton, Renbo, Vitor, and New Potato as well. I apologise there. A bit of trapped wind, I should say. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we've got two trains out there at the moment. Frisky Biscuit there, yeah, 9 seconds away. That's how much they were losing then. When in that big old line there. That was good stuff indeed. Then. He was saying, I think it looks like a lot of bronzers are here as well. Indeed, they are. Good stuff indeed. I was going to say, actually, about... I nearly called Ayrton Senna. I nearly called Ayrton Senna now. So, yeah, which, of course, then, which I think that would have been... I think that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah, so Ayrton in 7th position now. He is 3 seconds away from Wilson. As things stands at the moment. Serious Mushroom there, 3/10 of a second. Then behind Mike then is there. Now starting to stretch out, because Mike, I think, has also started to put a bit of a spurt on as well at this stage, but Serious Mushroom there hasn't got the speed down the back straight, and he's all over the back from him. Say go into turn 7 as well. Gamer again a 3-second penalty as both riders are now right at the back of the field as well. It's going to be interesting to see who goes where. Oh goodness me! And look at this! There's a New Potato. It's alongside Vitor. Then Vitor is on the outside. Potato's on the inside. Then, but Vitor gets the drive and is still in 9th position there. As Potato, of course, when he crashed in qualifying 1, he knew he was going to be in for a longer night there. But he's in 10th position at the moment, and we've got yellow flags there as someone's had issues there in turn 1. But it's one of the Renault cars, is it? Let's say that it's. Oh, it's Woods there, right on the pit straight there, and Woods is having some major issues out there tonight there. What a shame for Woods there, really is that, as he was having an absolutely fantastic race, fantastic qualifying, wasn't he? And oh dear then, and it looks like, of course, Woods then was on his best result in terms of qualifying of his career as well. But unfortunately, that's not come to blows at all. There, Woods is out of the race, and he's gone out at turn 5 then as well, as his speaker was up in the right hand side there, so I don't really like to think what he was saying there. So that could be a virtual safety car or a safety car. No, it's not, and the car has been removed already then, because that would have been perfect timing then, because I figured out a safety car this time last night, and that would have been perfect timing then for someone to come into the pitch and change tyres onto those hard compound tyres. I get to the end of the race as well with 20 laps to go there. Ayrton's gone very wide there, and that has really enticed that Renpo, hasn't it? As Jake the Slayer and Gordo are also now Slayer is up in 40 position now. Gordo's in the pits after 9 laps on those medium tyres, and Renpo then emerging from underneath the rear wing of Ayrton. Ayrton is going to have to defend there, but Renpo's already through then, or is he? Or is she? No, she isn't, not quite yet, but there's Ayrton there, blast on the outside, but Renpo's got to be careful because Vitor is right on her tail as well as they go through turn 8 then, and this is going to get very feisty indeed, isn't it? As Ayrton is all of a sudden starting to struggle on those medium tyres as it comes to the end of its life, the end of those life and those pearly tyres. Well, we'll find out now. Back on board with Renpo on the medium compound tyre, of course. So there's a lot of field spread going on. Eco doing a great job out there in 2nd position at the moment. Liam, is now close the gap to 1.5 seconds as well. Good stuff indeed. Then into the pits there comes on the Williams in the Williams at the moment. He's down in 19th position at the moment in the Williams there, but let's see what he can do there. Of course, and this race is long, isn't it? We're not even at half distance yet, are we? And we're approaching 10 to 9 UK time. I know in Hungary it's 10 to 10 where Billet is racing then, so I've got to say that I hope he's had a late morning now, otherwise he's going to be feeling very sleepy by the end of this one. He's back on board with Renpo as well. Into the pits comes the Alpha Tari, as Serious Mushroom is also in the pits. Well, you have to slow it down there. It's quite a difficult pit lane here, isn't it? You have to judge it right, don't you? Ayrton is staying out then, but look at this queue of cars now then, and at the moment it is status quo, isn't it? Ayrton 5th, Renpo 6th, Vitor 7th, and Potato in 8th position there. Nico on the hard tyres. I'm wondering if this might be an undercut attempt on Liam. Gurman is well out in front there. 10.2 seconds. Goodness gracious me there. As I got to say, that almost was lost on me whilst I've been enjoying this battle at the back there. We've almost forgot about Gurman, haven't we? And look at this. And Red Bull's on the inside, up into 6th position. No, up into 5th position, I should say. Ayrton is not getting up there. He is on the outside. He danced on the outside. That's Potato on the inside of Red Bull. Oh, he knows out. Was that Ayrton in the wall then? As Red Bull is going to lose another position there. As she has been wrong-footed, as Ayrton damaged the car. He has. I think he's got end plate damage, and now that core all over the back of the Mercedes door. As look at this, Red Bull trying to sing up the inside of Potato. Not quite the moment. On board there, the McLaren driver. As VTOP dropping down to position there. As he dropped down a couple positions in that squad as well. Murphy is just cruising up behind this gaggle. Remember, it's 10 seconds. It's now down to 4th. There he is there in the background in the Red Bull style car, which is called a Red Bull. Ayrton there has damaged the nose cone. I see. Yes, he has. He has damaged the nose cone. Just making sure, because I thought I was telling fibs for with you guys again, but nope, I'm right this time now. Unfortunately for Ayrton there, as look at this, as Potato's having a look there, but of course, oh, he's going Lloyd to get that. Ayrton is going to have to come in the pits, and he's losing too much time now. So this is allowing Murphy. Liam is responding then to Nico's undercut here, as Mike has got the second position as well. Ayrton, is he going to come in the pits? Oh my word there! And he was coming in the pits. New Potato had to take away section. Ayrton in the pits. Damage the nose cone now, and goodness gracious me there, and gosh, I'm getting too high pitched there, and I'm having too much fun on these streams these days, and goodness gracious me. Red Bull has now assumed the lead in this train, hasn't she? With Potato would have done, but of course he was trying to overtake Ayrton, but Ayrton was going in the pits. I think it's very good there that Potato recognised that. Otherwise, that could have been quite a frightfully bad collision. And look at this, and it's Potato on the outside. Red Bull going to cover? No. As I think that Red Bull then has been overtaken there by New Potato. New Potato now up in the 4th position. He's had a great race, isn't he, tonight? It's good stuff indeed there from the bronze world champion indeed there. Pig in his spots, Potato is there. And of course there is his quest for gold then continues on. Remember, if you get second in the silver championship, you will be promoted to gold next season. There is Murphy. You see the flash of that Red Bull there. He's now less than 2 seconds behind that with all of what's going on as well then. As Sam is saying, Red Bull will be thanking Ayrton for that then. As indeed she will there. But unfortunately now, Red Bull is dropped down to 5th position. VTOD in 6th position. Also New Potato and VTOD on some very good race out there as well. And they good stuff indeed there. So very impressive indeed there. What happened there is so it's Nico is now in 10th position there. Liam is in 11th position as well, then as he is behind Serious Mushroom, because Serious Mushroom has got past Liam and moved up into a fantastic Mike is coming into the pits to a fantastic 11th position there. Of course Serious Mushroom is now going to be in front then, so that is interesting stuff indeed. That is into the pits comes Rembo as well, as she's coming in very gingerly then on the pit limiter there. Of course it's very easy to speed, isn't it, coming into this pit lane. And Murphy is now in the 5th position and catching on VTOD in the 4th position as well. Frisky Biscuit to 6th position there. He is one of the last round on the medium tires there, along with Wilson and Gurman as well, and Jake the Slayer in 7th position, but he's got Nico all over his gearbox. We've got Serious Mushroom and Liam there. Mike is returning out of the pits as well. Exile in 12th position. He pitted earlier on, so so the pit runners are now merging with the guys and they're going long then, and there's one of them is Jake the Slayer then. He pitted quite early on then. Remember, him and his teammate was early pitters. And where's Jake going? He's going on the inside. So Nico is on the outside. And Ayrton's got a 3-second penalty as well. And Nico is through and up into 7th position there. And now on board with Liam, as well then. He is in 10th position at the moment then. Serious Mushroom's got past him and up into 9th position. So good stuff indeed. And remember, that was the I think that was the undercut, wasn't it, really? So Liam there pitting a lap later then, and because of that he has dropped back now, hasn't he? So and look at this, Jake the Slayer is now a bit of a stop, isn't he, for Serious Mushroom and Liam to make hay there, whilst the Whilst Nico was stuck behind traffic now, but look at this then. They got DRS that is this short straight then down into turn 15 then, but that's not going to be a big enough braking zone there for Serious Mushroom, unfortunately. But he's going to be all over the back room. I wonder if it's going to be down into turn 1 there for Jake Sayre, because Jake Sayre is going to be doing a lot more laps on those hard tires. Into the pits there comes the race leader, as does Wilson as well then on lap 15 then, just over half distance then, as Potato then is carrying on then. Potato takes the lead then, starting 15 from the grid then, and he now leads the Singapore Grand Prix. Lovely stuff indeed then. Vital is in second position. German is out of the pits there, and he is in at third position as well. Look at this, cars outside. Go and have a look there. But Jake Sayre has got quite high top end speed there, and Murphy there right behind German, but German is right behind Vital. Then German is not anymore. He passes his closest championship rival and moved up into second position there, and good stuff indeed there for German. And we've got then Potato, Vital and Murphy hasn't stopped, have they? So so that is why they're up there at the moment. Now we've got Serious Mushroom, and he is he going to have a lunge out? No, not quite then, as he feigned out there. But Slayer then is, of course, Slayer is doing a good job there. He's defending at the moment. He's done 12 laps on those tires. 10 laps more than the guys behind him then. So really good stuff indeed there from Slayer then. And of course, a very long middle stint here, isn't it, for Slayer? And let's see where he can do that. I don't think he's going to get to the end on those hard tires, because that would be a mammoth stint in of its own right as well, isn't it? Serious Mushroom now, of course, he is as Gunnar has dropped down into 16th position, whilst Troy has got past Gunnar as well, and as Gunnar looks is on the medium tires. I think it's Yudema on the medium tires at the moment, isn't he? As Liam had a bit of a poor exit out of the Anderson Bridge there, unfortunately there for Liam, yeah. And at the moment, at this period in the race, he'd be a bit disappointed there. Look in the background, there's an orange McLaren of Mike. So yeah, Mike is now also, the longer they stay behind this, the more that it's going to help Mike and Exar and Wilson as well in the background. Of course, Wilson is also just pitted as well, as the undercut is Wilson has dropped right down the order because of that, hasn't he? Which is a bit of a shame now, as we're on board then with Serious Mushroom, and of course once again Slayer is not coming into the pits, is he? Slayer, I thought this, look at this end, I think it's Liam who's really on the march, isn't he? Is Serious Mushroom going to have a lunge on the inside? He does have a lunge, and Slayer is staying on the inside there, having a bit of banging wheels head as he goes through, and Serious Mushroom now up into 6th position, I should say that, as forcing his way through. Good stuff indeed there for Serious Mushroom. He had to get past, as he was losing too much time, because you just in this Nico, who they were quite close, weren't they, when they came on the pits? Not anymore then. But look at Slayer, he's so quick down this straight there, he's on the inside, he passes Serious Mushroom. There's contact as Serious Mushroom has been forced off the track then, as Gurman takes the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix, just as it's getting very frisky in the midfield as well then, as it's now Liam who's in 7th position. Serious Potato has gone from 6th to 8th then in the matter of corners then, as we're half distance here in Singapore. Incredible 70 then. So Potato then is doing a long first stint, and he is going to either swap to the medium tires or swap to those soft tires as well, and go on the Anderson Bridge once again then. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 cars, then we got a Renault, we got a Haas, we got a Pink Panther, and we got a McLaren as well then. And there's Exile, we've seen a flash of red. There's look at this, Liam, yeah, he's trying to force himself on the outside, on the inside, then he passes, and that is job done then, isn't it? I think for Liam, yeah, then I think the Serious Mushroom then might have to do something similar, a bit unorthodox to get past this Renault car, because he is very quick in a straight line then. Gurman takes the lead and has now got fast off, going for another Grand Slam in his career. Goodness gracious me then. And so we're seeing this again, very spicy. It really is, isn't it? I'm enjoying this one. This is good stuff. It's not good for Serious Mushroom, is it? As he is losing time, hand over fist on. There's Mike in the background as well, and Mike doing himself a lot of good in this race. Actually, he's doing a great job in silver, isn't he? Exile's now 3.7 seconds back then, and he'll be homing in on this battle as well. And so it's helping the guys, it's helping the drivers behind in this race, isn't it? Jake the Slayers, but of course he's not going to be interested in that. All he's interested in it's on his own race as well. And of course, he doesn't want to let people by, does he? Because of course, this is his own strategy, and he just wants to be as high up as possible. And he potentially might be racing these guys later, depending on what his strategy is like that. And once again, Slayer has shown that he has got a very slippery car, hasn't he? Murphy under the gearbox then of V-Top then, and those drivers and new players as well going very long the race. They're the only cars that hasn't pitted now at this stage of proceedings. Then, so he's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th position now, and so they're the only cars on the alternative his strategy. And look at how close I was. I thought he went to the back of him then. Lovely shot from the rear wing, but I want to see what's going on. And there it is. And as they come over the Anderson Bridge, that McLaren there is looking very interesting indeed then, as they come out of the Anderson Bridge and down the Singapore Sling. That doesn't look like the Singapore Sling, does it? Oh, goodness me. It's going on a lunch, and look at that. Oh, my gosh, sir. Now we've got Serious Rush there. Get on the power too hard there. And we're fast frustration there for the Racing Point driver. And goodness me, that was a lunge, wasn't it, from Serious Rush now. He has got back in front of Mike there. Mike seen that one coming, didn't he? Goodness gracious me then. Ooh. Sam, you're alright. It's getting very spicy indeed there. Goodness me there. And I got to say that I don't really like spicy foods, and it doesn't really go well with my stomach. And goodness gracious me, well, tonight it's not helping my throat, is it? Oh, goodness gracious me then. So then this battle still carries on then. It's good stuff indeed then. And I think Slayer is actually going to be helping Potato, Todd and Murphy later on in this race as well, isn't it? So this might come into play very much indeed then. Sam is something this Mushroom wasn't having any of it there. He wasn't. He came back through the McLaren quite quickly as well, didn't he? I think Mushroom was probably very high rate at that stage of proceedings, wasn't he? Look at this, he's lost almost 5 seconds, hasn't he, in the matter of a few laps over Liam, who was behind him at one stage, wasn't it? So when he performed the undercut, and so this is not good at all for Serious Mushroom, is it? This is the problem with Singapore, isn't it? This is why this race is about concentration and also about the strategy calls as well, isn't it? So very important in this race as well. So this is going to be very difficult indeed. Tango is saying that Mushroom is lacking the cutting edge, and we did see Liam just dive down the inside, didn't he, of coming down out of the Raffles Boulevard, didn't he? And Sam, he's getting impatient. He was wanting a podium there. He was indeed. And Serious Mushroom could see that podium slipping away at this stage of proceedings, can he? As we got in the background there is XR and Wilson. They're also getting very close together as well. As German is just showing his dominance in this league, isn't he? He is incredible, German isn't he? Absolutely incredible indeed. That driver is. I can't say anything. I can't say enough about him. I gotta say there's a lot of records being broken in silvers. And remember Glock there with umpteen amount of race wins in silver last season. Well, now German is trying to get onto that total as well. I'll have a look at that total when there's a break in the action. If there's going to be a break in the action then, which at this moment in time I don't think there will be. Murphy's in the pits and he's on the medium shot tires and he is coming on the pits now. Is he going to get out in front of the McLaren and the Mercedes of Ayrton? No, because Rempo's through. Ayrton's also going to be through as well. So Murphy is on the medium tire, so he's out quite behind him, quite close behind Ayrton and Rempo. Now then, Serious Mushroom, then it's got a good run. Then he's up the inside. Is he going to go through? He dives through then and passes the Renault driver. He's gone slightly wide there, and Slayer there almost going right under the diffuser of the Racing Point as well. So I think Serious Mushroom then now, can he stay in front of the Renault car as well? As we're on board, then it's coming down the Singapore Singing now. Mike is now alongside Slayer. Slayer there as his tyres gone then. I'm wondering why he's not giving up even up there. Oh my gosh, are they going side by side? Oh no, that's contacted somehow. They stay on the wall then. Wow. Well, that's pretty impressive. Oh, and he's going there. Oh, look at that. And he pops through underneath the rear end and he's getting very too fast if I like it. Oh gosh, Formula 1's usually a non-contact sport then, but and he's sending up the inside. There's contact again there. And I feel that I was getting very inevitable there as Jake Serra was getting a bit too might have been getting too agitated there. Goodness gracious me then. As Sam's saying overtaking coming there and oh goodness me, oh gosh, we got Gamer is out of the race. We got a virtual safety car and Potato is timed that to absolute perfection there. And I think that Todd and Murphy are going to be kicking themselves here. So where it is, so it's the first safety car is just out now then for Gamer. It's the second retirement in this race. Only 2 retirements on lap 20 out of 31 then. And look at Potato. He is going to be out in between Wilson and Serious Mushroom. What a drive here from New Potato. And I've got to say, is this his strongest drive of his silver career? That's quite a bold statement. And now we're back racing. As Ayrton's got a 5-second penalty there for speeding in the pit lane. And Wilson's got by. But I I thought that Potato was in front of him there. We'll find out then. Well, now he's letting him overtake, I think, then. Yeah, I thought he was then. So, yep, there's a swapping positions by the looks. And now we're back racing then. And now Potato's also got the DRS as well. Then there's just a... and an insult to injury as well. Ayrton coming in the pits out, so I'm wondering why Ayrton's coming in the pits out. Did he have damage? Did he have damage there? Which is such a shame for Ayrton, isn't it? Because he was on a strong race up until where he got damaged originally. Goodness me, then. As Gamer saying that was one of my worst races ever there. Unfortunately for Gamer now, Colsey didn't have a very good start, did he? Colsey first safety car, and Mike has now gone on the outside there of Gordo and gone up into 10th position. And Mike coming in the pits there, gone on to the fresh medium tyres there on the McLaren end, so he is going to be very quick at the final stage of this Singapore race as well. Simon said it was very aggressive, it really was indeed there. AL saying what a race there. I gotta say, I was loving the race there between Slayer and Mike there. It was getting a bit banging of wheels, wasn't it? Goodness me, and them two wasn't shy at all. And I think it was getting very I gotta say, I think it was getting very maybe a bit too aggressive there, as Sam said there. Of course, it's a usual non-contact sport there, but a bit of rubbing is always good, isn't it? Into the pit seconds of V Todd there, and he's looking for his Racing Point team, and there they are as well. So V Todd in the pits, I've done 20 laps there, and that's the most lappage he's done on the anyone's done the hard tires. Good stuff indeed there. Look at how much time there Potato has gained there because he came in the pits on the virtual safety car. Almost a free pit stop, isn't it? And but look at where V Todd is going to come out, and there's a mammoth stint there from the Racing Point driver, and he is out of the pits now as well. Look at this there. So Red Bull there is going on the outside. She passes V Todd. What about Murphy? Murphy is on the outside. V Todd is on the inside. We had a crash between Hulkenberg and Massa, I think it was. Maybe. I can't remember who it was, but I think that Hulkenberg definitely came out the worst there, didn't he? Back in 2015, I think it was, or 2016 possibly. But anyway, then, but V Todd there is down in some position, but he's got fresher tyres than Murphy, albeit by one lap. Now then, Potato, who's having an absolutely fantastic race. He really is, isn't he? I gotta say, this is a bit. We got a safety car, and what's going on then? And that's a safety car for Exile. 5-second penalty for Ayrton. He is racking those penalties up, isn't he, Ayrton? And he's gone into the. I'm wondering then if. Is Ayrton crashed into the back of Exile, coming into the pit side perhaps? And let's go on board then, as I'm expecting to see a Ferrari. Oh yes, I think that Ayrton might have gone to the back of Exxon. That is also given a 5-second penalty. Ayrton there is as we're just watching the Williams there of Ballot there is Ayrton coming out of the pits now on the medium tyres there. I apologise for that. It's not correct the case there for Ayrton, but it looks a bit suspicious to me then. But he comes out of the pits now in 16th position as well, and into the pits comes Gerben. He's got a 20-second lead, hasn't he? So this is more of a safety stop rather than anything else. Look at the eyes there as Gerben is as focused as ever as he comes out of the pits as everyone is coming into the pits. And is anyone going to stay out there? Serious Rusher in the pits. Well, this is new Potato going from 15th to 2nd. What a performance there! And this is going to propel him up into 2nd in the Silver Drivers' Championship as well there. Lovely jubbly indeed there from Potato there. And this is a brilliant performance, isn't it? Absolutely good stuff indeed there. Nico in third position there. Liam coming out in fourth there. As into the pits comes Serious Rusher there. He's lost a lot of time, hasn't he, tonight? Being stuck behind the Renault. V Todd is now out in is now up into 6th position as well, and Red Bull 4th, V Todd 5th, and Liam in 7th position there. And then Mike is just come in the pits earlier on, is in 8th position. Serious Rush with 9th. Wilson is in 10th position. We got Gordon coming in the pits well for the Red Bull. Then he's changing tyres. He's on the medium tyres. Wilson in 11th position as well. Troy also in the pits as well. Frisky Biscuit is also in the pits then for the Alfa Romeo team as well. Then comes in the pits and changing those tyres out for car 21 then, as the Alfa Romeo team were a bit slow there. Gunnar just come in the pits not too late, not too long ago there. It's in 15th position as well then. So we got a safety car right at the beginning, and we got a safety car at the twilight of this race. Well, both Ferraris, who had such an incredible race in their home Grand Prix last week, is now unfortunately both out of the race. Woods is out of the race as well, and I think that's like 3 of our top 10 who's in the starting grid out of this race at the moment. And I think that the biggest move for us has been New Potato from 15th on the grid there. I'm in the second there. German might be a bit surprised to see a Potato behind him then, but I feel that German has been so impressive in this race then. But will he be challenged now then? That's going to be interesting. The AlphaTauri team are very strong race tonight, isn't it? In second and third there. Rempo on the 7 lap out hard tire. She elected to stay out there with 9 laps to go then. And Remember, this might be very similar to what happened in San Marino on the weekend as well. Murphy, who just pitted not too long ago, is back up in the 5th position there. I was saying about Potato in the 15th second. Remember, Murphy has gone from 20th to 5th in this race as well. V. Todd in 6th position there. Liam, down in 7th position. And 8th position is Mike. 9th position is Serious Mushroom. 10th position is Jake Wilson. We've got both the Jakes together. This is going to get interesting for me, isn't it? 11th position is Jake the Slayer. Gordo in 12th position. 13th position is Troy. On a very quiet race Troy is tonight, isn't he? Look at that big old lock up there, going into turn 17 now. We got Frisky in 14th position. In 15th position is Gooner. Ayrton in 16th position there. And Ballot in 17th position there in the Williams. He's the only man on the soft tires as well. Let's see what he can do then on his debut as well then. Sam saying that nude or Dan Murphy for driver today then. I think that I think that Murphy's done a very good job today, and Potato has as well. Oh, that's going to be a difficult one. At the moment, I'm going to give it to New Potato, though. As much as Murphy's been impressive, I come from 20th to 5th. I think Potato has been very relentless as well. Or be it, is he in this position because of the virtual safety car? Perhaps. But, of course, fortune favours the brave, doesn't it? And, of course, Potato was brave to stay out there for a couple of extra laps. And that's the sun was shining on New Potato in this night race here in Singapore. Of course, and this is round 16 of the Silver Championship. We are going to next week. We'll be in Russia. Not everyone's favorite track in the world, then, but usually in ALR. It's absolutely cracker. It's absolutely a cracker race, isn't it? And that was the first ever race for silver, wasn't it? Of course, we had the first ever race for bronze in Italy last week, and now we got now we're going back to the first ever race of silver as well. And of course, that was where we had a good old battle between F1 2019 and Glock way back when as well. And goodness me, that feels like a very long time ago now, doesn't it? Gordo saying good to catch a break then. Gordo is in 12th position at the moment on that fresh medium tires then. He'll be fighting to the very end, won't he? Which I'm sure all these drivers will as well then. When is the we're on board there with we're on board there with the David Toss. Well, he's doing a very good job as well, hasn't he? Thank you, Ninja, there, for subscribing to the channel. Lovely stuff indeed there. I do love I do love a new subscriber there, so brilliant stuff indeed then. Thank you very much, sir. So we're just watching there Ballot then is in the Williams car and he is that slide behind everyone else. When is that safety guard going to come in then? And when are we going to be a back racer then here in Singapore? I'm hoping to be this lap. I'm moving for that magical message in by thinking so. No, listen, it is in. Here we go again then. So we have got we haven't got many more laps around this circuit. About 7 laps to go then. German, I gotta say, has not really been challenged in this race, has he? But he might be challenged now with New Potato right on his tail as well. And when is he going to drop the hammer? And when are we going to be back racing? Bernd Mylander has disappeared there. We'll be back racing in the Singapore Grand Prix. Here we go. Frisky's got a 3-second penalty before he even got going there. And lap 24 then, the final stage of the Singapore Grand Prix. This is where your race could really make or break itself, can it? 17 cars still remain. Absolutely fantastic stuff from every driver out there. Really good stuff indeed there to be surviving this long. This is very much an endurance race, isn't it, around here? It is tough, isn't it? It's very tough indeed there. As Murphy is having a look at Rimbo on the inside there, going out of turn 5 as they come down the straight. Now look at this, Murphy has got fresher tires, passes Rempo on the straight as well. So look at this, it's Vitold. Oh, Vitold there trying to go on the inside, and Vitold there almost cutting the corner. Look at this, so you got both McLarens. It's that Mikey Steele on the outside, that's free of brass. Oh my goodness me. Oh, and they're almost going into the water. And look at this, Liam is trying to get away then. As contact there, Liam's been hit off there. Liam has been hit off as well as they were free of brass, and Liam's right down to the edge to the almost last position there as well. And it was won the racing points there. Unfortunately, it's hit Liam off there. Mike is now up into 6th position as well. Serious Mushroom is set as 8th position. V. Todd is 7th for the moment as a Red Bull. Oh, is that a Red Bull there of Gora going very wide then as Troy has now moved up position as well. Frisky Biscuit defending from Laguna as well. Liam dropping right down to the back of the field as well. Unfortunately there for Liam. And look at this, that is a bit of corners as well. Mike has got past Rempo and moved up into 5th position. Was that orchestrated then? Maybe, but now Rempo is going to be it's going to be a roadblock again for Vitot, and of course she is one of the only the top runners not to pit there. And let's see if this comes back to Halford gets some points there here in silver, and for the McLaren team as well. As McLaren are, I think they're last in the constructors of the moment, aren't they, at this stage of proceedings in this season. And as Gunners dropped down the order, as Gunners had a problem there, and look at this, and then Vitot there is alongside Rempo. Rempo is dropping down like a stone there. She is down into 7th position, and who is that there going on the inside there? I think that was Gordo on the inside there. Maybe he's defending then. On board there with Serious Mush there. Rempo then, of course, 10 laps on those hard tyres. Serious Mush getting a 3-second penalty for going wide there. Of course, there is, that might be a bit harsh there, but goodness me then. And we're back on board there with Wilson and here coming down then into turn 7 as well. And Serious Mush in there. Can he now get past the Rempo quickly, because he struggled to get past the Slayer earlier on, didn't he? Who was that in the wall? Was that Wilson that just tapped the wall there? He did give it a good old love kiss, didn't he? Out the wall there, but now Serious Musher is alongside Rempo going into the Singapore Street. Where are they? They're side by side, and Rempo there is back into 8th position there, as those tyres just haven't got as much purchase, have they, on the as the hard tyres as well. Look at this, they're very going around the corner so aggressively, and they really are indeed that. Goodness gracious me, Slayer is almost in the points as well. Good stuff indeed there for the Renault team. And now then Wilson then, he is now shy to have an overtake or two, isn't he? Or overtake or free. Mike has got a 3-second penalty as well. Penalties are going to come into effect, I'm sure of it, in the latter stage of this race as well. Lock up in the front there. Rempo then really struggling at this stage of proceedings, as this is a very what's that Renault going into the back of that Alfa Romeo there? I'm not sure then, but is he? I think he's damaged the car. Anyway, so Jake the Slayer, who was in the points there, and Troy is all of a sudden coming to and who's in the pits there? And it's Rempo coming into the pits there. Look at this, as Troy is now up, and no, it's Mike. Mike is in the pits then, so Mike is in the pits. What's happened to the McLaren driver? And look at this, and it's Gordo. It's now in the 10th position there. Frisky Biscuit in the 11th then. He is almost in the points as well. It's absolutely fast and furious. Lovely shot from Enter's rear here, as he is now then up into 30 position as well. Liam Yaz coming back through the field as well in the Haas. I'm not sure why Mike came in the pits and he's on the soft tires. He damaged the front nose cone. I'm not sure. I might have to find out at the end then. And there's back in the front now. It's very calm, isn't it? But we'll leave Gurman to it for that. Troy is over the 8th position there, and a couple of guys. I wouldn't have predicted that there to be Troy in the points there. And now then there's a couple of points on hand then. Can Rempo stop herself from falling down the field further? Then of course she is the only one that not to pitch. She's the only one on the hard tires, and this gamble is not paying off at this moment in time then, unfortunately for Rempo. But she's on a very good race, along with Mike was on a good race as well, wasn't he? I think all the bronze drivers in some part in this race has had a very strong part of the race, and so none of them could. I think all of them is very proud of their performances here tonight. Really good stuff indeed there, and absolutely, that was absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there. Ninja said Gurman has not missed the beat. He really hasn't, has he? From start to finish, from pole position up to now, he has just been absolutely peerless, hasn't he? Tango saying the highlight package is going to be half an hour long, isn't it? Goodness me. I feel sorry for whoever's going to be doing that this weekend. Blimey. We've also got Sam also absolutely in awe as well by the looks of what is going on in Singapore. Oh, goodness me, then. 3-second penalty for Gordo then. We're on board then with Serious Mushroom and Vitot then. Of course, these two are the sharp end of the championship as well, as Jake the Slayer dropping down further. Ayrton's up to 12 as well. Jake the Slayer has come into the pits then, as he is about to retire. As Ballot then is now not too far away from the points then, perhaps. Ayrton is also very close as well. Back on board then Frisky Biscuit and Gordo, as they are still trying to get past Rempo. Rempo is struggling with the tyres there, isn't she? And now once again then, as Gordo is gaining, isn't he? I should say then. Look at this. He's on the inside into turn 7. Jake the Slayer's out the race. Gordo we're going through on the curves there, as Rempo going to have a look then as well. And look at this, and that's Frisky Biscuit on the inside as well. Lovely action there from the rear wing there of Gordo, but Rempo is still in 10th position as well, and he's getting very interested behind as well, as Gunnar. And look at this as well. Now Frisky Biscuit, he wants a point. He's going up the inside. He passed pass. It's Rempo. Rempo is not having any of it though. She is back up the inside. Oh, brilliant stuff indeed there. As they go on the Anderson Bridge, Rempo there. Wow, impressive stuff there for the McLaren driver. Oh my goodness me. Liam is also on the facility as well. Oh gosh, and now Frisky Biscuit there. He needed to get that. That's why he needs to get the overtake done, because look, Liam is right underneath the gearbox there. The Alfa Romeo there. Oh gosh, there's Goodman there once again just pulling away there. He's been brilliant, hasn't he, this season, Goodman has? Especially the second half of the season. He's been absolutely mega, hasn't he? Anyway, then hopefully we're just going to have a bit of a calm period in this race. And not 28 out of 30 for 31 then. I've really earned my Freddo tonight, everyone there. As, of course, I am always paid with chocolate bars as well. And if you ever want me to do anything, just send me a chocolate bar. I got to say, my favourite is definitely a Whisper. So we're coming through then to complete lap 27 for these guys. Rempo, they're already going defensive there. As she doesn't want to provide a slipstream now for Frisky Biscuit. And Rempo's got the high ground into turn 1 as well then. But let's look to this over Frisky Biscuit and Liam Yedda right underneath the rear wing of the McLaren driver. Liam Yedda, and it's got a great perch there, but Frisky Biscuit, I'm not going to let that one slide just yet. Mike down in 15th position there. He's on the soft tyres, and Mike is unfortunately, we're not sure what happened to Mike then, and that is such a shame. That's such a shame, isn't it, for Mike? It really is. As McLaren have only got one car in the points at this stage of proceedings as well. And now then Gordo is 3 seconds up the road and really putting pressure on Troy in 8th position then, and good stuff indeed there. As we've seen Serious Rusher who's got past them. Oh, look at this! And Liam, yeah, it's just to force his way through and up into 11th position. Passes Frisky Biscuit. Good performance indeed then. I think Liam, yeah, and Frisky Biscuit's actually made their debut in the same race, didn't they? In the bronze division of Canada, if I'm not very much mistaken then. Serious Merchant now up into 5th position there, unbeknownst to me there. Last time I saw him, I thought he was beyond V-Top. So Serious Merchant now doing, making great inroads there in this final stage of this race as well. We've also got Ballot now past Ayrton. Ayrton dropping down to 14th position there, with Ballot now up into 13th position then. Lap 29 out of 31 then, as Red Bull's got a 3-second penalty. Is that going to cost her that final point then? But she's got a lot of work still to do though, hasn't she? As she has really got to keep Liam at bay then. Liam is of course on the 5-lap old medium tyres there, of course. That is why he's got the pace over the McLaren driver at the moment, with Red Bull on 13-lap old hard tyres then. Now, as you can see, you heard that beep there on the Haas, and that was DRS that enabled that. As look at this, Rempo parking in the middle of the course there, and not letting Liam yet get his choose his decide there. So good stuff indeed there for Rempo. Good position of the car in the McLaren there. But is it just a matter of time? Is it? As into the pits there comes Ayrton there with just 2 laps to go there. Ayrton there, I think might be a bit disappointed there for his great qualifying performance, but the race hasn't gone too well at all. Oh, as there's a bit of a contact there as they go up the inside. Liam, yeah. Oh, he's gone wide there. Rempo going back up the inside and back into 10th position there. And a brilliant 17 there. They're losing time here, but I think Rempo's all she's concerned about is getting a point there on her debut for silver as well. And look at this, she's now defending the inside there onto the Singapore Slim. Then where are they? Oh, look, the Haas is on the outside, but he's got up the inside there into turn 11 and 12. He's done it. Liam yourself into 10th position there. Fantastic stuff indeed there. And Rempo down to 11th position there. What an incredible battle there from Rempo. Really good stuff indeed there. And she was just 3 laps short there of getting a good point there for the McLaren team, but maybe she might be able to get a point still there, because anything could happen in Singapore there. We're right at the very end of this race, haven't we? So and the concentration levels are going to be quite low on a lot of these drivers now, aren't they? As we are now nudging up to 52-ish minutes of racing here. Goodness gracious me there. It's a long old race this one is, isn't it? As good gosh indeed, golly gosh. And I've got to say, I've been commentating for a very long time here tonight, so I'm going to get out of below the bubbly. As who's that then? That's Gunnar. Gunnar's having issues there, and that is out of the Anderson Bridge, I think it is. Coming down Raffles Boulevard. It is indeed there for Gunnar. He's still got his whole wing now. And the Troy is now all over the Gordo's now all over the back of Troy as well. We keep an eye on Frisky Biscuit and Red Bow as well. Then as Frisky might be able to steal a point out of this one, but we'll soon see then. Same with Rempo as well. It does all depend on those penalties, doesn't it? And of course there's been a lot of penalties handed out tonight now with 5-second penalties. There's a lot of penalties right at the beginning of this race, wasn't there? Where there's 5-second penalties for ignoring yellow flags and speeding under the safety car and all that kind of jazz, wasn't it? As So it depends on if they've served them or not. There has been a lot of pit stops tonight, hasn't there? There's been 2 stops, which is quite a lot around here, because I was expecting just a 1 stop from the majority of the field. We've had 2 safety car pairs. We've also had a virtual safety car as well, which is really spiced up the race there. But it doesn't matter what you throw at Gurman. He is once again there, he's once again there, really absolutely doing a fine job, isn't he? Gurman is an on-course set. I think that this will be his 6th Grand Prix race win, and this will be Haas's 7th Grand Prix race win in a row. Fantastic stuff there from Team Haas. Really good stuff indeed there. Liam down in 10th position today then, so he's able to salvage his point out, but he did get hit off by the racing point out, and so that might be under investigation there at the end of this race, and perhaps then. So now we're coming into the end of this Singapore Grand Prix, and I gotta say, I'm absolutely knackered. I'm not sure about these drivers. Goodness me. I think they're all going to need a lie down after this one. And it's been a thrilling race as well, with safety cars really extending this race time as well, where your concentration has got to be at its premium at every corner of every inch of every lap there. And I've got to say, well done to the 16 drivers that are still going in this race. Good stuff indeed there. As Mike is now side by side there with Billet, and as Billet now is down into a 14th position as well, as Mike size past then the debutant there. As we're just watching Gurman there on lap 31 there, coming out of the Anderson Bridge there. He leads from 2.5 seconds there from Potato there. Nico and Murphy third and full position. Serious Mushroom getting some more points on the board then, so he'll be very up with this. Look at this though, it's Gordo, it's Liam, and it's Troy for 8th, 9th and 10th position as well. Frisky Biscuit there is also keeping tabs on Rimpo as well, as he just in the flash of them in the background then. On board there with Liam, then can he get a point now? Can he get more than 1 point, I should say that? As look at this, and he is very quick, isn't he? Liam is at this stage of proceedings, and love a shot from the rear ring, but I want to see what's going on. And there they are as well. But I think we'll come back to that battle in a minute, shall we? Because this is the man, the driver of the day. Once again, he's been fantastic, hasn't he? This will be Gurman's 6th Grand Prix win. He wins the Singapore Grand Prix. Haas's 7th Grand Prix win in a row. The American team cannot be stopped at this stage of proceedings, and Gurman has extended his championship lead once again. It's now over 100 points there. New Potato, great drive in 2nd position. Nico in 3rd position. Strong drive from the AlphaTauri. Wilson in a strong 4th position. Murphy gets 5th from the back of the grid. Good stuff indeed. Serious Mushroom in 6th position. V Todd in 7th. Troy is in 8th position. Liam in 9th, and Gordo in 10th position as well. A good driving there from Troy and from Gordo. Rempo just outside the points, 11th position, with Frisky in 12th position. Mike there was very close to the points there, but unfortunately just didn't get there. As we've got Billet there in 14th position there. Looks like 9 laps is quite a long time on those soft tires. Struggling to get to the end there. Ayrton in 15th, and Gunnar in 16th position as well. 16 cars finish this Grand Prix, but Gurman, 6 Grand Prix wins this season. Haas's 7th Grand Prix. He has been absolutely immaculate, hasn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed there. And absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there from Gurman there. Really, I've got to say, he's impressive, isn't he, this man is? And I've got to say, well, I can't even think of any more words there to just summarise this man's season there. Since the French Grand Prix onwards, this man has been unstoppable, hasn't he? And that has been the last 6 rounds, the last 6-7 rounds now of the World Championship. Murphy gets driver of the day, but I might have to throw to New Potatoes rather, because both of them did a fantastic drive in Singapore. It is so difficult to overtake, isn't it, on this racetrack as well. AlphaTauri have a very strong second and third there. Strongest result of the season for AlphaTauri, so that's going to help him in the constructors at no ends as well. Sam loved that race. It's a cracking race, wasn't it? As Wilson is asking for 5 seconds to be removed, and we'll have a look at all the incidents in reviews. Of course, the admins will then at the end of this session as well. But of course, before we do so, we got hopefully get a word with some of the drivers and just have their thoughts on this race as well. But I gotta say, I'm going to really struggle to ask them some questions, because I can't remember what happened at the start of this race. Goodness me! Right then, and this is the final classification from the Singapore Grand Prix, round 16 of silver. Gurman there from pole position to check flag. Another Grand Slam from Gurman. Well, no, it's not there because Mike got the fast up in the end there. So Mike there stole Gurman's thunder to a certain degree anyway. But Gurman there, his 6th Grand Prix race win there. Brilliant stuff indeed of the season. Potato in 2nd position there. And I think that's his third, his 4th 2nd position of the season. Good stuff there. Nico in 3rd position then. Great drive from Nico. 4th position is Wilson. And once again then, high up the field then. And he should be also back up into 3rd in the championship. I'm not very much mistaken. Murphy in 5th position, driver of the day. Serious Mushroom in 6th, 7th, V Todd 7th. Troy from 19th to 8th, good driving there. Liam got punted off and he finished off in the end. Gerdo 10th position, Rempo 11th, Frisky 12th, Mike in 13th, Philip in 14th position, Ayrton and Guna 15th, 16th, Slayer, Exile, Gamer and Woods all retired then from this Singapore Grand Prix then as well. And I think I've got a bit more extra time actually because I think the time restarted itself. No, it hasn't. Oh, good. As I've been joined in the gantry now with the man who finished 2nd, and of course it was a new Potato as well. Potato, I gotta say, it was looking not too fruitful in the qualifying session there. As you had an incident, we missed it on the stream there. What happened to you in qualifying? But you put that to one side absolutely splendidly well there. We're absolutely cracking performance in the race there from 15th to 2nd there. A very mature drive indeed. And you went very long on the hard tyres there. And you got a virtual safety car as well. Right at the perfect time there. Changed to the medium tyres then and came in 2nd position today then. Are you happy with that result? But strong drive today and a good 2nd position as well, which I think that's elevated you to 2nd in the standings. Then I think with Gurman over 100 points in front of you, what is your aim for the remainder of the season then? Absolutely splendid stuff. Well done, Potato. And I got to say, you were my driver today, then. So I hope that's any reward to you as well. I don't think there's anyone else coming in the old gantry tonight, then, which is a bit of a shame. Let me just double check there before I end the broadcast. No, that's not then. Right then. So that was a great race, wasn't it? Here in Singapore, we will be back in action for the Bronze League tomorrow night as well. 7:30 UK time. It is going to be another long one, isn't it? So I got to say, I hope you pack your picnics because you're going to need all the energy you can get. Then see you tomorrow night for bronze. Goodbye.